All right. What's up? What's up? What's up? Give me a second. Give me a second. All right, y'all can hear me. Y'all can hear me. Okay. Hey, everybody. What's up? Welcome to another episode of the Wiley Show. It's some stuff didn't hit the fan. President Donald Trump, apparently, breaking news. They are actually, I'm looking on the TV right now in Capitol Hill. They are actually debating. They're going to vote to pretty much remove him for the second time, impeach him. So let me break this down. We're going to get into the Donald Trump impeachment. We also going to talk about, let me write this stuff down. I should have wrote it down, y'all. I've been rushing. Donald Trump, and then we're going to get into Dr. Dre. We're going to get into that. And I wanted to get in Toni because I saw a live. I don't know if she released this live today where she was dragging Cardi B. I don't know if that was an old live or not, but it was a Toni video, so I'm going to get into that. So I don't know if that's recent. It might was old. She was dragging Cardi B, so that probably was an old video. But I can't find the video, but I'll just bring it up anyhow. Okay. We also going to talk about that. And what else I'm going to talk about today? I want to make sure we talked about Dr. Dre, Donald Trump, Toni. We're also going to be getting to Azealia Banks. Okay. We're going to be getting to Azealia Banks as well. Let us first get to Donald Trump. Ladies and gentlemen out there in the chat, Donald Trump, President Donald Trump literally is about to get impeached in the House. This is the second time. He is the first president in the United States of America to get impeached twice. Not one time, but it's the second time that he have been impeached. Why do you ask that? Well, Wiley, why is he getting impeached for the second time? Well, the House, their job is to impeach him. And after that, it goes to the Senate, and then the Senate does what they call a trial, and they decide whether to convict him. Okay, six House representatives is going to vote to like impeach him in the House. In the Senate, is going to get a little bit tricky. Okay, so 1 hour after the inauguration, they can start the trial of impeachment. So what's going to happen, since the Democrats got 50 seats, since the Republicans got 50, if Democrats vote 50 to convict Donald Trump, and it's like a 50-50, then Madam Vice President Kamala Harris will break the tie to remove Donald Trump. Now, he will already be out of office because it will be a new president. If he is convicted and he's removed, he loses his pension, which is $200,000. He loses the $1 million travel expenses. He loses that. He also loses a lot of, protections and money and stuff that he's guaranteed as a president. So he loses all of that. Okay, he don't get the travel money. He don't get this. So he's not able to travel around the country on the taxpayer dime, building up his base. So we shall see how this is going to go. Now, if you all can remember, and then if he get the Senate vote to convict him, he will not be able to run in 2024. Okay, so that is the reason why Democrats are going to go ahead with this and to shut it down. Now, Republicans, I've heard this, I'm going to say it on my show. They have already had a meeting and had a conversation among themselves that they want Trump to be removed. They don't want him to run in 2024 because the damage that he did because of Capitol Hill. because of those white folks did that damage, because of the people that lost their life, because of some of those Capitol Hill cops that lost their life. They are fed up. They now do not want Trump to go and get it in 2024. They don't want him to run. They want to remove him because it's damaging the Republican Party. Because since his base, you can't control him. What they're going to try to do is completely strip Donald Trump to be able to run in 2024. Because of his base, what they did at the U.S. Capitol, even Mitch McConnell, which is the majority leader right now, Senate majority leader in the Senate. He have not spoken to Trump since last week. So already he even said he's even going to vote to convict, to remove him. So that's major, because that was one of Trump's major allies, which was Mitch McConnell. So when I saw that, I said, Mitch McConnell and them, they had a talk. These politicians, they have conversations. Let me tell you how they had conversations. Because the day when President Trump, when President Obama won, Republicans, they were having a meeting because they thought the Republican Party was over because this black man won. So they strategically came to a pact and said, hey, we're going to vote against everything that Obama want to do. We're not going to help Obama at all. We ain't going to vote for none of his bills or nothing. We're going to be a thorn in his flesh. Now, when it comes to Donald Trump, they have to just literally throw Trump to the side because he's not useful anymore. It's damaging to the party. Donors are pulling out. YouTube took him down. Twitter took him down. Facebook took him down. Donors are pulling their money, and they are attacking the RNC, which is the major chess for a lot of Republican candidates. And they also have to think for the midterm election. If donors putting money, corporations pulling money, Trump got to go. They're not going to take Trump's side and lose the money because they need the money to go out and travel, to have to pay for people to be knocking on doors and all that so they can gain some power in 2 years. Because they understand if they keep Trump in power, if they allow Trump to just travel the country and preach this, Democrats are going to continue to win because they're going to continue to play that Capitol Hill tape of those white folks with the MAGA hats invading the U.S. Capitol. That is going to be running forever and ever and ever. So what they have to do is they're going to have to remove Trump, right? So I think that's what the Republicans are going to do. Now they're scrambling, and this is what I'm saying, who's going to be the next person, the next superstar, or the next leader of the Republican Party? Who's going to be that person that you can see actually running, that the Republicans that will get behind the Republicans? It could probably be Mike Pence, or it could probably be, I could see Mitt Romney. I definitely, when I see a Ted Cruz, he ain't gonna take no notice. Democrats will just probably beat him, but I will see probably like a Mitt Romney. He's not as, he's conservative, but his speech is not as aggressive as some of his counterparts. So right now, the Democrats are speaking as well as some Republicans are speaking. And the Republicans are mad. I'm not shocked. They are thinking about the midterms. They're thinking about the general election. I mean, they're thinking about 4 years from now. They're thinking about it's 2 years, and then you got the 4 years. Right now, they got to get rid of Trump because right now, donors, I'm going to repeat it, the money bag are giving up. Them donors said, we ain't with this, what Trump did, what them supported it, we ain't with it. So now the Republicans got to dump Trump and literally rebuild. How can I send you some info on the travel? Okay, in my email. Okay. Yeah, so that's exactly what's going to happen. Now, I don't feel sorry for Trump at all because Trump should have never got up there and talked to his people, telling them to march down to the Capitol Hill. What Trump should have did, Trump should have did not do anything and say, you know what? I lost this election. This is what Trump should have did. If he was smart, he should have listened to his advisors. He could have listened to Mr. Wiley, and I would have told Mr. President, with all due respect, you lost this race. But sir, let's go out as you accomplished some things, but let's rebuild, regroup, and let's try it again in 2024. But what he did, no. I'm going to say they cheated. He tried that old outdated strategy and it failed. It flopped. It blew up in his face because he did not listen to his advisors. You got to listen. But with Trump, He's old, stuck in his ways, did something very foolish, and now you are possibly going to be convicted and you can't even run for president again. You're possibly in your own party is throwing you under the bus, but you didn't listen. You would have just said, hey, you know what? I lost it. Let me go ahead and do a transition of power and say, come on, Joe Biden comes to the White House. Let's talk about it. Let's shake hands. Let's move on. With inauguration, you go there, you wave, move on, and you rebuild your base up for the next 2 years and the next 4 years. But no, you want power right now. You ain't trying to hear that. You gonna do it the Trump way. You gonna just go and talk to your people, screw what your advisor's saying. Don't try to tell me I ain't listening to that. You want to tweet. You want to keep saying, oh, they cheated, and no, they didn't. And then one major mistake, he made a lot of major mistakes, but when he went to Georgia and he tried to attack Georgia Secretary of State and saying that he's a liar, when he did that, I knew that he was on the wrong side when it comes to this politics. You don't attack people that is in Georgia, that you got 2 Senate races during that time, and now you are saying to your followers that the vote it ain't really real. You're preaching lies. So it affects you and your party because those 2 Senate, they lost those seats. Because you were telling folks, well, the vote, look what they did. They cheated, they stole, and then look what happened to you. And look what happened to your party. So that was a big damage to Republicans. So now Republicans, they're going to have to clean up that mess what Trump was preaching and literally promote and rebuild the trust of their own voters to make sure they come out and vote. Because of the lies that Trump has, a lot of folks stay at home and more. And then what the Democrats was doing, they didn't take the okie doke. They was knocking on doors. They was outside getting people to the polls. They was telling their base to vote early. That's one of the key strategies of Democrats. They did really well, said, let's vote by mail, vote early, don't wait. Now what you're going to see, just watch. Now what you're going to see in Georgia and all of those southern states as around this country, you're going to see them changing that, talking about we should do vote by mail. They're going to try to attack the vote by mail, and they're going to try to restrict it. They're going to really attack it. That was one of the strategies of the reason why Democrats won is because they did a great job telling their folks, don't wait on election day, vote now. They kept saying it. If you go back to those speeches, they kept saying, don't wait until election day. Make a plan. Go out now. Don't wait because something might happen on that day, and just make a plan. Go out. So on election day, you ain't got to worry, standing in no line. Go now. So by the time when election day comes, it wasn't really no line because most of the Democrats have already voted early. So you're going to see a lot of Republicans, what they're going to do in those state houses, they're going to try to restrict that and all that, even though it's going to be a battle in the courts. And then you're going to be seeing if so restricted in the court, it's going to be a battle. That's going to be the next battle of them coming because they understand that's one of the key strategies and secret weapons that Democrats have done. They've done it very effectively. Don't wait, make a plan, vote now. Okay? That's what they did. But Republicans, what they were saying, oh, the vote, look what they did to Trump. They stole it. How they stole the vote and half these Republicans was winning races? That didn't make no sense. If I'm going to steal, well, I'm just going to wait and just pick over all the Congress and the Senate, and I'm going to just make sure I take away from Trump. I'll take away from everybody. So it didn't make any sense, right? And it was very dangerous. And those Republicans that literally that stood up for Trump, that took Trump's side like Ted Cruz, Democrats, and I'm preaching, and I'm listening, I'm looking at the camera. We're going to get to other stuff, but I want to say this. You all better be on the ground in Texas, registering people to vote, knocking on doors, getting a candidate that is out there right now. They should be having rallies. They should be knocking on doors. They should be doing town halls. They should be on cable news. If you're trying to flip Texas blue, you need to be on the ground now. So the next 2 years or the next 4 years, whenever the races come up, give Ted Cruz serious competition because he got to go. He got to go. Don't wait till the last minute. Because what Ted Cruz did was very foolish on his part. Because he up there trying to talk about this base, and they already invaded Capitol Hill. People have died. Blood is on their hands. So now what Democrats going to have to do, and what they're going to have to do, is invest in other groups like Black Voters Matter and other these groups that know how to hit the ground and duplicate that strategy in Mississippi, Texas, South Carolina, North Carolina. But you cannot wait at the last minute and wait 1 month, 2 months, 3 months before election time. You got to do it now. Election is over, but boots on the ground. Knock on the door. Hello, how you doing, sir? Are you registered? My name is Mr. Wiley. I work for this company, and we would like, should get registered. It's very important to get registered. Are you 18 years old? Congratulations. Once you turn 18, you can vote, and it's very important to vote, and you understand you're 18. I know you probably, you're going to go to college. You want a candidate that's not going to do so, but you can't get any of that if you don't vote. So right now, y'all need to be out there on the ground. Right now, don't wait. You all need to be on the ground, putting money on the ground. Democrats, do not wait to the last minute, because some of y'all like to wait to the last minute. You can't wait till the last minute to speak to Black folks. You gotta build up a relationship with Black people. You can't go to Black folks at the last minute. Y'all come out and vote in Mississippi. You gotta speak to them now in Mississippi. The reason why a lot of candidates lose in Mississippi, they don't be having boots on the ground and getting the Black folks registered to vote. You can't wait and go to Mississippi at the last minute telling Black folks to go out and vote. They don't know who you is. They ain't not energized. But if you was there months and years, 3, 4, 5 years, you built up this network, it's easier. They'll be energized. Then you'll know what they like and what they want, and have the boots on the ground. You have to have Black people talking to Black people. They will receive that message better than any other type of people you talking about politics. And bring people, get the young Black folks to talk to them all over in Mississippi, so you can turn Mississippi blue. Understand this, and then you have to do that for all races, not just for federal cases, not for federal races or an executive and all that, but you have to do that for state houses as well. You have to invest in people that's in those state houses, people that are state representatives, state senators and representatives. You have to do that there, because they control the map. They control what district is what district. They control a lot of laws. So you have to make sure you focus on those state houses. You cannot just focus on the senator and Congress, but then you neglect your state races, because that's where a lot of bulk of that power, that's how they're able to suppress the vote. They do it on the state level. They make them laws, because we don't have a standard law. It's state by state, county by county. So you have to get good county commissioners. You have to really go for them local races and flip that stuff blue. But you're going to have to energize people, your Black base, and you got to talk to a lot of Black men. So I'm just having that message to you, because this thing with Trump, get him out, that's great. But once Trump is gone, we still got to keep this thing moving. Now, Republicans, y'all got a chance right now. Y'all already had a lot of Black men voting for y'all. So y'all still have a chance. Even Republicans, don't be afraid to talk to Black people. But you can't expect Black people to vote for you when you're not building that network with them. You got to talk with them and understand and try to change up their strategy. A lot of the Republicans are outdated, in my humble opinion. Right? So that's what I'm saying. You got to be able to hit the boots on the ground networking. All right. Now, okay, that's Representative Janard Huffman in California. He talking. He got his mask on. Okay, I did see Cori Bush in Missouri. She was talking. All right. So shout out to that. I hope they receive this message, and I'm not shocked. Black folks, stay at home. Don't be trying to go out there and protest. This ain't no season for y'all to be out there trying to protest. We stay at home. We sit on the sidelines. Black people, you listening to me, sit on the sidelines, stay at home, eat your food, watch TV, get you some popcorn. We just watch and observe. Right now, this is the spirit that we be on the sidelines and networking and building our political base. We don't need to be out there protesting and all that. This ain't the type of way. Don't go out there trying to protest. Stay at home. cook you some chicken, watch you eat your organic meals. You know what I'm saying? Wash your clothes, clean up, build up, network with people on conference calls and on Zoom meetings, and register people to vote. You don't need to be out there protest. This ain't no right time to be going out there protest. Andrew Caldwell, don't you be out there trying to protest. This ain't the time. Because them people, they already got their guards up, weapons up. Don't be trying to go out there and protest and try to do a counter protest. That's dangerous and it's foolish. This ain't the time to be out there. You trying to be out there protest. You ain't protest all year. Now you want to go out there and protest. You might get jumped. Don't go out there. You already know they out there protest. Stay at home. Don't be trying to walk. Go grocery shop, get this up, and go home. Don't be trying to be out there protesting. I'm going out there anyway. 1, 2, 3. We ain't got to go. Don't you go out there and you get maced and beat up. Because I'm going to sit there and I'm going to laugh at you because you had no business going out there. You're over there, black person out there, you don't need to be out there. Stay at home. You're over there. I'm going to go out there anyway. You out there by yourself with your Black Lives Matter mask. You the only black person out there. They going to whoop you good out there. And I'm like, why you keep going out there? It's my right to be out here. Yeah, it's all right, but that's just foolish. I ain't going out there by myself trying to, and you outnumbered. That's one thing I like about Congressman, what's the girl name? Maxine Waters. Some of her spirit told her to leave early. That means she got some prayer warriors in her camp. She felt in her spirit, I got to leave early. She left early. And that wasn't nothing but God. God said, come on, Maxine Waters. You ain't gonna be in here long. Maxine Waters, let's go, auntie. It's some of her spirit. She got some prayer warriors in her camp. Somebody must have called her and said, sister, pack it up. Whatever you doing, you got to get out of here. And she left. She left just in time. Because if she was there, there's no telling what would have happened to Maxine Waters. Ain't no telling. They was just coming for the Democrats. She left, got out of there. You know, Maxine Waters, she up in age and stuff like that. Frail and all that noise. They would no telling what they would have did to auntie. So, she left early. So what I'm saying is, people, black people, what we have to do is to continue and demand. Now, we can't forget, black folks, when Biden get in office, we keep our focus. We apply pressure to the Biden administration by continue to call, network, and go to Capitol Hill professionally and all that, whenever the world opened up, you know what I'm saying? Go with a group, be strategized, be political minded, have a strategy, go with a plan. Don't just be trying to do stuff, just do it. Strategize, listen to our elders. This is the time that we do demand things from the Trump administration, because we would love to get the Lift Every Voice plan implemented, help with housing, help with entrepreneurship. Yes, but we have to do that. This is the time. When he get elected, when he gets sworn in office, we better make as much noise as possible. And we demand our civil rights organizations that they keep the pressure. Then from the outside, we keeping pressure. Then black media keep the pressure. And y'all support these outlets that are bringing awareness to the condition of our people. This is how we're going to do it. Let's not lose focus here. Let's not forget, please, once the inauguration happens, we forget that Biden is the president. Let's not forget that he's going to be the most powerful person in the world. So we have to make sure, hey, all right, Joe Biden, the President Biden, you did say black people, y'all have my back, but I'm going to make sure when I get on, I'm going to have your back. We got to make sure he uphold that, that promise. Because sometimes these people forget. They know sometimes, a lot of times they do forget. So we got to make that, hey, hold up, President Biden, you said this. You got to do it because we got you in here. We got to apply pressure to the vice president. We got to apply pressure to the Senate. We got to apply pressure to the Congress that they do not forget about the black agenda. And what's the black agenda? Well, I'm going to tell you what the black agenda. And these just my ideas, and everybody that's black, call in. We add on to the black agenda. Affordable housing. Make sure we cancel student loan debt, healthcare. Make sure you give payments. Make sure you, for people that got these drug offenses, make sure they clean those records out. Make sure they're able to get jobs. Make sure when it comes to weed, when they're legalizing weed, they need to legalize it everywhere. Make sure African Americans in front of the line to get the dispensaries, to own dispensaries, that they can get licenses first. Because we call a lot of hell under weeds. Make sure we get it first, right? Make sure when it comes to black women, that they get paid equally compared to men, that there's no pay disparity where women make this and men make this. No, let it be equal. Let minimum wage be increased. Come on now. And then whoever else that is black, you add on to the black agenda, because I don't know everything. I'm not going to get everything. I know everything. Get up on here. Make sure it's affordable housing, that more people are able to get, affordable housing. Make sure you make college and university free. That will uplift a lot of black folks out of poverty. I heard there was a black man I was looking on here. I don't know his name because, I do bad with names. But I was watching something and he was like, well, I don't believe that colleges and universities should be free. I'm like, you crazy. It should be free. Because if it's free, you still going to pay more in taxes. But I love to pay more in taxes when I have a degree, my master's degree, when I'm making better income. I wouldn't mind paying a little bit more in taxes. You get get degrees, this person all in the hood. You got your PhD, master's degree. It won't be too much of poverty. People will be able to get high quality jobs. They will be educated. They will understand. They will start to make more money. And then a lot of people that will not leave the hood be like, okay, I'm here. It's the hood. I'm gonna buy this property. You buy this property, buy this building, redo this, and it ain't the hood no more. Now this is a middle income neighborhood. Because most everybody in the neighborhood, they going to college, getting degrees, becoming nurses. They making money. So what do? They put money, they make more taxes. So what that means, it's going to be more taxes to be able to go to the public school system. Because the people in the neighborhood, in the zip code, they got the income now. The low income people now, they all went to college and all they getting these good jobs, making this good money in the economy. It helps the neighborhood. Then investors and people that invest in property, invest in buying stuff in the neighborhood, that buy stores, they're willing to buy more stores in the neighborhood. Because now the people in the neighborhood, they got money now. They got money. So now I will put another Walmart in here. I would put another Sam's Club, because these people got master's degrees, PhDs, and all that type of good stuff. They making good money now. And then they won't, a lot of folks they got like that, they won't need to be on food stamps anymore like that. They won't need to be on Section 8 because they'll be able to do for themselves. They'll be able to really do for themselves because they have the education, they have the qualification to get a better high-paying job. And then it helped those, if you're an entrepreneur, more people are able to do business with you because I got money now. I'm able to invest in you. That's how you keep it going. And then we add on to that. Right? We add on to that. And so that's what I want to say about the Black agenda. So don't forget, when Trump becomes president, let's not forget that we have to continue to apply pressure to President President Joe Biden. It's gonna be a while before I get it together because all these blah 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 President Biden and to his administration. It's ways to do that. You gotta have the civil rights leader. In order for them to have the energy, the people on the ground, us regular folks on the ground, we gotta apply the pressure. So when they go to the White House, they got some political capital because the people on the ground, they energized, they ready. So when they go there and speak to Mr. Biden or President Biden, he's going to have to listen to them because the people are energized. They ready. And then that's how we're going to have to learn how to work together. Now, this ain't no perfect thing. I think we have so many great leaders out here. It's not just one leader. We have been blessed with so many great leaders in this world. We have so many great leaders out here. Only thing we have to do is encourage them. And we as people that are not, quote unquote, a leader, but we have the work and you have a drive and you have a mind. So we have to use that. Okay. All right. But what I'm saying is, I want to answer your comment. Somebody said, I like my food stamps when I was eligible. I want Section 8 rentage expense. So I pay $900 a month and as a broke scholar. See, if they cancel student loan debt and you able to get a degree and you able to get a job that's really making you good money, you ain't going to worry about paying the $900 when you bringing in a couple of $1,000, $4,000 to $5,000, $6,000, $8,000, $9,000 a month. You know what I'm saying? When you're more educated, you're able to compete for them good jobs. Because if you become an RN and then you get your BS in, that's good money right there. You become an engineer, that's good money right there. You become an architect, that's good money right there. Because when they say college, university is free, go for them job and get you a job that you're able to get money. Don't you try to become something that you can't get no job from it. I'm just saying, get you something that's going to be able to feed you and your family. Don't try to go to school for something that you know you can't get no job in. Don't do that. Get you something that you can eat. What you majoring in? I'm going to major in... some stuff I ain't going to say because I'm about to offend some people. Okay. All right. I'm going to major in whatever. I ain't know what you talking about. All right, then starve. You get you something that you can feed your family, you can make money. All right. It's just some jobs that you can make good money in if you have the paperwork. All it is some paper. Unfortunately, that's all it is. You know, they're going to retrain you anyhow. When you get it, I don't understand the system. I'm like, God, you're going to retrain me anyhow? Because once you go to college, they're going to retrain you. All right. Shout out to all the people out there. I have some great ideas. But I ain't crazy. I know that I don't know everything. So that's why I come to y'all and we have these conversations and we birth that and we be energized. Yes, you will see me out there on the ground. Yes, you're going to see me out there active. I will do it, right? I have already been researching like different organizations here in Texas, and I would love to see what they done in Georgia. I was like, man, we need these organizations. And if don't nobody want to do it, I'll sign up and do it. It'll make me no difference. We going to get this together. Man, let me see that black looking sharp haircut. So I'm going to be out there. I make that promise. God is my witness because this is what we have to do. And if those organizations don't exist, I'm going to research and say, deal with different people and say, hey, how can we start this organization here in Texas so I can help, energize, Hispanics and African Americans and speak to people. You know what I'm saying? And do that. And then do town halls and all that. A lot of stuff I'm going to do now. Just imagine when I start that, y'all got to help me because there's going to be some resistance. But we ain't going to be worried about the resistance. They're going to come for me hard. So y'all gotta be there. I need some prayer warriors. Y'all gotta be some prayer warriors. They're gonna come at me real hard when I be out there on the ground. Okay. I'm gonna make sure that I have my medication. I'm gonna make sure that I am heavily medicated. Cause it's gonna be some stress when you hit that boots on the ground. Okay. Y'all help me out. Okay, I'm recording everything. Because maybe when they see me, because you're going to see me talking to some people that ain't going to like what I'm doing. They're going to call me the N-word. They're going to call me all type of stuff. I'm definitely going to have to get some security. I can see it right now. I'm looking good, sharp, good looking. Yes, fair fight. How can you start with in Texas? I was thinking about the fair fight. I was thinking about also Black Voters Matter. I'm like, how can we start an outlet and a branch in Texas? So we're going to get it together, and that's something I want to do because I'm engaged to get into politics. I have been neglecting this forever. I've been wanting to do it in Chicago, and I'm like, I got to do this because I live and breathe. I love politics. I love to talk to people. So I'm like, I'm definitely going to get into that. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to look sharp. I'm going to look good. Hey, but how you doing? Hi, good morning. Hello, hi. My name is Mr. Wiley, and I'm here to say, are you registered to vote? Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Yes, ma'am. Okay, let's go. Let's go to the not cast is sharp. No, I'm gonna look good and presentable. You should check out Check's organizing project. They are working on voter empowerment. Thank you for that. I'm writing that down. Thank you so much for letting me know that. Thank you so much for that super chat. Yes, I ain't gonna be like Cash. I'm gonna look good, presentable. You know what I'm saying? Not like 3-piece suit. No, I ain't gonna be looking like no pimp. Can't be out there looking like no pimp. I'm like nice polo shirt, nice khaki pants, shoes here, boots on the ground with the logo, get my clipboard. Oh, snap. Oh my God. Okay, wait. I can't wait. Got my clipboard. I can see you right now with my khaki pants, just boots on the ground, my shirt tucked in, polo shirt, just out there just working. How you doing? Yes, sweat, beaming, because you didn't get hot in Texas with my bottled water, knocking on doors. Yes. Can't wait. Can't wait. I'll be out there. Hey, it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice. I believe it. I receive it. Y'all receive it too. I feel it. So y'all encourage me to do it. Okay. This is why we talk about politics on the Wiley Show. We have to talk about this stuff. I couldn't be like these other content creators and not talk about politics. I like talking about it. I can't resist it because I understand politics affects my personal life. It affects y'all personal lives. It affects the rules and regulations that you two got to abide by. All this is abide by laws and regulations and all that. It's have to deal with politics. So you got to get involved, right? And get involved in it because this is something very powerful. This is a very powerful tool. And we have to know how to utilize it and how to take advantage and how to empower one another to get involved. Okay. It could be a representative. A lot of stuff I'm gonna be doing, child. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be awesome. Now, what else are we gonna talk about? I gotta get into the mess. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Oh Lord, I done took my notes. I had my notes, y'all. Bear with me, people. Okay, I got my notes. Dr. Dre. Okay, now we got into the politics. Let's get into the mess. Let me go to my favorite blog, The Neighborhood Talk. My favorite blog. I smile when I say that. People say I'm biased, and I am biased when it comes to The Neighborhood Talk because I love my brother Kyle. Period. Sometimes you just gotta admit that you're biased. I am biased when it comes to The Neighborhood Talk. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I am biased when it comes to Neighborhood Talk. But it's one of my best blogs that I do read diligently every day. Okay, though I may stumble over some words, but it's good to go. Okay, well, according to OMG, when I saw this, y'all, let me share this screen. Give me a second. With Dr. Dre. Okay, Dr. Dre accused of holding a gun to wife's head in divorce document filed days before brain aneurysm. So it said, according to sources, Dr. Dre has been accused of abuse and new divorce filings by his wife, Nicole Young. According to court papers seen by the Daily Mail, Dre was accused of holding a gun to his wife's head, punching her in the face, slamming her against a wall, lifting her off the ground by her neck. Of course, Dr. Dre denied these allegations. At no time did I abuse Nicole or threaten her physical safety, said Dre per the Daily Mail. On the other hand, Young said that her husband denial is a bunch of blatant lies. I have explained and in painful detail the abuse that Andre has perpetrated against me over our more than 25-year relationship, said in court documents. Do I believe that he body slammed his wife? Do I believe he pushed her to the wall days before all of that? Let me tell you this. To make sure that it's true, I want to see, and I'm going to say this because this can be believable because Dr. Dre have been allegedly abusive to women. But if he did all that to you, Sister Young, where is your hospital records? Did you go to the hospital? Because if somebody picked you up, let me see what she alleged. She said that according to court documents, he was accused of holding a gun to his wife's head, punching her in the face, slamming her against the wall. Now, she light. If you slam, you're going to get some marks. Lifting her off the ground by her neck. You know, she's light. So a lot of the marks. Did you go to the cops? Now, I'm just saying this. It's not that I'm doing a victim. I'm just asking a question. I think people get intimidated when you say, well, did you go to the authorities? Because if somebody choked, okay, let me say this. Please go to the hospital so you can get your bag. Let me say this. If you want to get a bag, go to the hospital. So, you know, to have that history, so we'll know that it happened. I'm just saying if somebody hit you and slam you and do all that, please go to the hospital. Please get some documentations because it's gonna lead to his word against yours. So if somebody is abusing you, let me tell you, I'm not listening to what these other folks talk about. Go to the hospital so it can be documented. I worked in healthcare, and one of the things about it is documentation is key. It is hard to prove something when it's not documented. You have to document stuff. Because if you go to he picked me up, he threw me to the ground, all that. Do you have pictures? I assume that she probably had pictures because most victims, even if they don't go to the hospital, they would kind of like take videos and they would take pictures, but they won't go to the cops because they in fear of their life. The husband would do this and that, and I understand that, or the wife. But in this particular case, I want to know, did she document it? Because if so, Dr. Dre, you in trouble. That's probably why you had an aneurysm. See, this is the thing. If this is what she's saying is true, that's why you had an aneurysm. Because you ain't stuff gonna go right. You putting your hands on a woman. Stuff ain't gonna go right. You body slamming a woman. You think you're gonna be at peace? No, sir. You're not gonna be at peace if you body slamming a woman. You're not gonna be at peace. You abusing a woman. You're gonna be tormented. You're not going to be at peace. It was a movie, and I was watching A Color Purple, and she cursed Mr. And if you look at Mr., he just lost a lot. Because you ain't going to be peaceful abusing a woman. How do you sleep? You got to be an evil man, an evil human being to put your hand on a woman, body slam, and do that. Why don't you do that to a man? And if this is true, that's probably why you had an aneurysm. I don't feel sorry for you that you had an aneurysm if you beat your wife. What do you think gonna happen? Of course, you're gonna be on a lot of stress. If she want money, give it to her. You gotta put your hand on her. Where the hell they do that at? And these, I don't understand. It's like, this is something I want. It's a sickness because it's something got to be wrong with you. You got to be sick to body slam a woman because you felt like doing it and you do it. I don't have that. I just don't have. And one thing I will say is, any woman out there had a friend, he lost his sister due to domestic violence. She would not leave, and she died. He's in prison for the rest of his life. So now the children is literally raised by the state because mama is gone, daddy's in prison for the rest of his life because he killed mama. So now the children are raised with no parents. So women, if you in that, make a plan to get out of it because it's not going to end well if you stay. Make a plan. It need to be organizations, and it's organizations out there. It needs to be something out there where the government can intervene and give like a service package or something to give a victim a way to escape, to give a housing, to give them clothing, to give them food, so they can able to be in some type of witness protection program or something. Because it shouldn't be that a victim feel like they have to stay, they have no money, they have no this, they have no that, because it got to be something else to intervene with that particular problem. Maybe organizations need to step in, maybe the government needs to step in and just say, hey, if you leave, we will pay, we will give you a new life and all of that. Maybe that need to happen, right? Because I don't think no woman should have to stay in no type of relationship like that. And my prayer is, if you in there, I hope that you find a strategy to get out, because I don't think that's not peaceful. That's not good. You should not have to be in a home where a man putting their hands on you. You should not have to be in a home when a man is body slamming you. You should not have to be in a home like that. That's not good. And if you have children, especially if you have children, if you don't want to leave for yourself, leave for your babies. If you don't want to leave for yourself, leave for them, because it's not good for them to be in an environment of seeing you being abused. And it's not your fault that you abuse. It is not your fault. You cannot put that on you. If a man body slam you, that's on them and their hatred. And they don't need that. I wish that the judge would just order them to go to a boxing ring or a wrestling ring with a man and just go 12 rounds with a man, especially when it comes to women beaters that beat women. They should be convicted and charged and thrown in a wrestling ring or a boxing ring, or better yet, a UFC cage match or something. It should not be that you just sit down, you get 3 meals in a car. No, you need to be somewhere aggressively with a trained fighter. So you definitely do it, because it damaged a woman's spirit. It damaged a woman's soul. I spoke to a lot of victims that were in domestic violence due to me having this show. I've been on the phone with a lot of women that told me about their relationships of being abused and how it damaged them. It scars you mentally. And then now they have to do the work of getting treatment, going to a psychiatrist, going to a counselor, rebuilding themselves, relearning themselves, learning how to be a woman, learning how to not be in this, because now you got to unlearn this. Then you got to make sure. Then when you get in another relationship, you that man got to come in and be strong. You can't be weak when you're dealing with a woman that left a abusive relationship. You got to learn how to handle that, because that's a particular case that she went through. Yeah, so it's just it's really rough. So if Dr. Dre actually did that to his wife, he needs to be in prison. I'm sorry. He needs to be canceled. You don't need to be out free. He have handcuffs. He do need to be in prison. If you putting your hands on a woman, you should not be free. You should be in prison. Period. I'm gonna say that because him being in the hospital having brain aneurysm, literally, the state should come in and say, "Hey, you have a right to remain silent. You anything you say will be used against you in the court of law." It shouldn't be that you should be walking around free. You beat women. Shouldn't be. And I hope she get paid. I hope she get millions of dollars. I hope she get everything. And I'm glad that she fighting and she hitting him in his pocketbook. I don't blame her at all. If a man hit you and they got money, oh, you take for everything they got, sister. And with your security, I see why she want a lot of money in security. I see why she want a lot of money in security, because she want to be secure. She want him to pay for the security. That woman definitely ain't playing. His wife, Dr. She ain't playing. I don't blame her. And I hope a lot of women take a page out of her book and they be like, no, you got to fight back with this abuser. You can't let him win. Fight back. And that's probably why he's suffering right now, because now she fighting back and she exposing him. And now she up there about to take up everything he got. And he should. I feel in my spirit that woman probably got pictures and videos, everything. She probably gonna show all that in divorce court. She probably got to record it. I don't believe she's crazy at all. I don't believe she's stupid. I believe that woman got all the receipts, baby. She want that money, and she about to get it. And I'm here for it, baby. When they look at her divorce settlement, it's gonna be in the millions of dollars. Because if he got all that, what she about to do, if you don't best believe, we're gonna be seeing some videos. I can see that happen. It ain't pop out yet. Just to give it a week or two, you might see a video of him doing that, or recording of his aggressiveness. It's gonna happen. He definitely need to do it. And I think she is planning her escape plan is with this divorce, honestly. Not his pocketbook, hit him in his wallet. I'm sorry. He hit him in his wallet. That's what she doing. Hit him died in his pocketbook. That's where if he passed away, he get everything. She still can't be doing all that type of stuff. She probably got some prayer work. You listen, you can't be doing all that type of stuff to these women. You can't do that. That's why your brain, you ain't active. You can't be doing that. I could not do that. Like, one thing that I admire is women. I admire men. I admire women. Women are precious. That is God's gift, right? And if you're blessed to be with a woman, if you're blessed to marry a woman, you need to respect her as such, right? You should not abuse God creation. Should not do that. Should not do that. And women, just be careful who you marry. Research they genes, their history, do some thorough research, ask questions. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't rush into a relationship. Take your time, research. And if you see something that's a red flag, walk away, because there's plenty men out there that will treat you right. You don't have to stay with a no good, trifling woman beater. Don't have to stay there. And I'm on this subject because I feel like staying on it a little while longer. You ain't got to stay in no life. So God will bless you with a great husband and with a great life. You don't have to take that abuse. I rebuke that idea that you think that you have to take it. You don't have to take that. I believe her certain instinct, but believe she's after that money now. Yeah, she's after that money. Can you blame her? I do. If he abused women in his past, it's a strong possibility that he's still abusive to women. And what I think now, her biggest payback and that biggest karma is to hit that man in his pockets. She's trying to damage him, and if he damaged her physically, hit her in the eye, punched her throat, she have every right to do that. Every right. It's just some women you don't fool with. I think she said enough is enough. I can't wait till she do an interview on the Wiley Show. I can't wait till she sit down with me on the Wiley Show. Don't you go to Gail King. Come on the Wiley Show, Sister Nicole. I can't wait till she come up on the Wiley Show and sit down. I get the cameras. That time, you really gonna see me with a camera crew. I'm a hire a camera crew and sit up in there. We gonna have a good. She gonna get a good settlement. Everything. She gonna break the story on the Wiley Show. You see, y'all weren't ready. Y'all thought I was about to say Oprah. I'm gonna start saying Wiley. Right there. I'm gonna give her her Kleenex just in case she break down in tears. My staff, we're gonna have the Kleenex on. We're gonna be right there. It's gonna be a good interview. They'll be like, y'all gonna be shocked. They're gonna be like, "Who is that Wiley interviewing? Is that what y'all gonna be shocked?" I'm sitting down doing an interview, just sitting down, we talking, interviewing. Then we walk on her estate, and she said we walk on her estate, and we talk and stuff like that. And I'm just thinking I'm saying in advance, right there. And we said, how did you don't understand? We just sit there and we just talk, laugh, and and we go in her kitchen, and we sit there and we talk some more. So and we just have a good conversation. It's probably like a 3-part series. We're gonna have like his picture playing, all that, my voice recorded, me doing. I ain't gonna tell all my secrets, but it's gonna happen. Okay. And if she's single, I try to shoot my shot. If she's single, why not? And she got somebody. Hey, how you doing? My name is Mr. Wiley. I'm here to interview you, and I'm gonna say this is gonna be a beautiful interview. My sister, oh baby, I'm gonna look clean that day. I'm gonna have a stylist. I'm gonna cover there with my Allure. Somebody got me some Allure Chanel cologne, a spray a little sprinkle. Baby, out there, please go give me a good old facial. I'm gonna be right there. She's single. Why not? I'll put her that deep voice. Hell, man, she gonna forget all about Dr. Dre after she get to Wiley. Okay, all right, she gonna forget all about Dr. Dre. Who? With that deep voice. Okay. She gonna forget all about Dr. Dre, man, when I get to having that conversation with my dear sister. All right. She beautiful too. And she a lawyer. Come on now. All right. Let's move on. Now, I did see a video. Tokyo Toni. Now, a producer showed me a video and I did not save it. So this probably OT. But I saw a video of Tokyo Toni trying to read Cardi B. That's probably old because nobody talked about it. That's probably an old video. But I saw the video and I'm like, how you trying to read somebody? You got that big old gap. You kind of call Cardi. She was in the video. Yeah, Cardi B, you big or something like that. I'm like, you got that big old gap between your teeth. You try to talk about somebody like that. All right. But I saw that like that. I'm like, when I saw that video, I'm like, Tokyo Toni, sit down and be a grandma and take, sit down somewhere. Do all that talking like that. Don't see that bad. Let your daughter do all the talking. Sit down. I saw that video. It probably old, but I was triggered. And I roast that. I can't tell you everything I said because I got to be very professional when I'm on this live. But when I saw that, I'm like, why are you up there talking about Cardi B? You need to be calling Cardi B, say, Cardi B, can you give me a job? Cardi B, can you help me out? You need to be asking Cardi B for assistance. You know what I'm saying? Like, Tokyo Toni, like she need a hot shower. So, don't you be trying to look like you funky, getting up on there doing all that type of stuff. I saw that. I said, that woman look like she need to brush her teeth, look like she need a hot shower with soap. It looked like it. Okay? I just she need a hot shit. That's all I'm saying. Move on. I understand that. It could have been an old video because I ain't seen it on another blog. My producer did show me the video and I wasn't paying it no mind. So if y'all got that video, try to send it to my DM because it was a video that I saw. We're gonna move on. And we're gonna get into Azealia Banks. Now with Azealia Banks, oh my God, this is so funny, child. I am here for Azealia Banks. This is the wave of Azealia Banks. So apparently Azealia Banks got on her platform And oh no, before I get to Erica Banks, let's get into Azealia Banks. This woman, while she up here boiling a cat, while she up here doing all this crazy rants, this woman is she lost her house, and her California, she reportedly moved to Miami after California home is sold due to foreclosure. According to the New York Post, her 2,348 square foot house in Woodlawn Hills, California, sold in foreclosure for $845,000 to an unknown buyer in November, according to the bankruptcy sale. This woman doing all that boiling cats, talking crazy, you roasting these rappers, and you bankrupt. See, this is what I'm trying to tell you where you got your priorities mixed up. You sitting there and you reading and you doing all this type of stuff. You sitting there, instead of you going to the studio, you boiling cats, dragging these people, in which you should be begging them or asking them, not begging, request that you work with these artists so you can get your streams up and your money up. And Azealia Banks, you did all that boiling your cat, doing that. Why you didn't start, Azealia Banks podcast, sweetie? Why didn't you try to call Brother Charlemagne for the Black Effect podcast and get you a podcast? You should have been up there with you and Flame Monroe. Y'all could have did a podcast together. Why are you doing this for free? Why are you dragging these people for free? Ain't making no dollar. Do with these YouTubers. Get you a platform. Get you some clicks and views. You shouldn't be getting a foreclosure because you got a mouth and you intelligent and you beautiful. You ain't got to be boiling no cat. That's a demonic spirit. Listen, I'm going to say it's demonic. I don't want to come to your house and I'm like, what are you doing? You boiling your cat. I'm going to rebuke you and leave. I'm going to rebuke you sharply and I'm going to leave and I will never return back to your house. I don't want to come to your house. You boiling a cat. You digging a cat up out your backyard and boiling them. She probably was hungry. She probably hardly got no money for no food. Had to boil a cat. So, y'all pray for Azealia Banks. Ain't nowhere in the world. Something wrong with that. I'm like, what the world? She boiling a cat. Size with a cat. That's a nasty, stinking smell. But if you just listen and be observant and use your gift to get you a coin, you can make some money. Because she's definitely a great, she can speak very well. I remember the time when she roasted Cardi B. And it went viral. She roasted Cardi B so well, it was something. She roasted Cardi B to the root. But she don't know how to monetize. This is something. It gives me that Jaguar Wright effect, meaning that y'all are so well of picking up noise on social media, but y'all don't know how to monetize it. You can have a podcast, Azealia Banks and Jaguar Wright. Maybe Azealia Banks and Jaguar Wright need to work together and do a podcast. They can make a gazillion dollars. But sitting there boiling the cat, all you doing is dragging all these female rappers that are successful, making moves, doing music. And if it ain't working for you in music, increase that portfolio. It's like, okay, all right, music is down a little low. We can't really travel. So let me go give me a podcast. Let me go up there and do a podcast with the see what they doing over here. Let me give me a YouTube channel. Let me give me a TikTok. Let me give me some platforms that I can monetize on. Right? But it was alleged that she was boiling cats. I said boy. She boiled her cat. I'm not going to show it to you because it's disgusting. I'm going to show it on that platform because I love animals. Cats are not my pet of choice, but the pet that I do love, I prefer dogs. I like my Buttercup. Come here, my baby. Come here, my baby. Buttercup. Give me Buttercup. Give me girl. Give me Buttercup. Give me Buttercup. Okay. I like dogs. And I'm not a cat person, right? But I would never get in there and boil my cat. If you see me boiling the cat, please get the authorities. I done lost the little man I got left. Ain't nowhere in the world. What you doing? Boiling my cat. You need to get rebuked and you need help. Nowhere in the world I'm doing no stuff like that. That's foolish. It still get bankrupt. So it didn't work. Still lost the house. Whew, Lord have mercy. Get you a pocket, get you a monetize on and stuff like that. Come on now. You too wise of a woman. You too beautiful. You speak very well, Azealia Banks. I can't say I'm into your music because I don't know Azealia Banks' song. So I'm not a fan of her music. If somebody come to me right now, Wiley, name 10 songs, but you can't use your Google right now. Name me 10 songs of Azealia Banks. You can win $300 million. I crack it. I want to be able to name them. I don't know 10 songs. I don't even know one song of Azealia Banks. I don't know. I could just name some of her rants when she dragging Cardi, when she flip-flopping and dragging Nicki, when she dragging this person, when she dragging that person. I can tell you about her rants. We talking about her music. I'm gonna have to cry. I might take that L. I ain't gonna be able to get that. Oh, baby, boogers and snot, everything gonna be falling out of my nose. I'm gonna be hurt. I can't name it. Now, do we got anybody in here that can name one of her songs? Let's see. Don't use your phone. Don't use your Google. Do y'all know any songs from Azealia Banks? Anybody in here is an Azealia Banks fan? Now, some of y'all gonna call in and Google it and talk about, I know her song. You didn't Apple Music it or Spotify it. I'm saying, do any of y'all really know out here? Okay, all right. So maybe Azealia Banks should have did what Jason Lee and them did. Get a clubhouse. You can monetize what you're doing. You know, Azealia Banks and Jaguar Wright can get a Fox Soul show. They give shows. Anybody give Claudia Jordan all them shows. Give Jaguar Wright and Azealia Banks a Fox Soul show. And let them be in there just dragging folks, talking about different subjects, and it'd be controversial. It'd add more subscriptions to Fox Soul. Give them that chat. That's what I'm talking about. So I just wish that I don't understand why they just be ran for free. At least when I get up here and talk, I'm on a monetized platform. Not that crazy. No, I'm talking, help the people. At least we got t-shirts for sale, mugs for sale. We need to get us some socks for sale. We ain't got the socks yet because I know that was highly requested that we get some socks, some Wiley socks. But we got t-shirts, we got mugs. And the t-shirts, I think it's $10. Hey, blah, shata. So yeah, monetize on it. Yeah, blah. Oh, glory. Get you a t-shirt. Buy more of it. Some of y'all already did it. We thank you for those that have helped and contribute. And listen to here, anybody that's on this platform. If you're speaking just so negative to me, I'm not paying attention to the negative. I pay attention to people that actually love me and follow me and love this product. I don't pay attention to people that you always negative. So all that, it go in one ear out the other. Because some of y'all be doing it in the wrong spirit. I don't receive it because it came out of the wrong spirit. I do it for those to support. This is a platform. If I say I have t-shirts for sale, it's my platform. I got a t-shirt. I'm no different than any of these other platforms. Some of y'all do that to me because y'all know I won't cuss you out. Some of y'all come to me wrong because you know I won't drag you. You think I won't do it. I'm very strategic. I ain't gonna do it. I could do it. I get in there just well. But these other platforms, go there and try it. Send them an email if you want to. You're gonna be blocked, cussed out, dragged. You're gonna leave that crying. Over here, you can say whatever. You ain't gonna be doing that to these other platforms. You ain't gonna be doing it. I don't care how you gonna say you gonna unsubscribe. You don't put it. If you don't pay that money, you ain't getting on that phone line. And if that background, let me tell you, some of y'all blessed over here at the Wiley Show. If that background is playing, let that background keep playing. You're gonna get hang up over here. We patient. If the background on, turn your background down. Turn your background. Go to other platform with that background on. Watch you get hang up on. Go there if you want to. Go there if you want to with that background all loud and be disrespectful. Watch you get cussed out and blocked. Go, I dare you to do it. I dare you to go over there and get on that phone and be ignorant or watch you go get cussed out and get blocked. And they tell you, I don't need your money, B. They're going to be calling you, cuss you out, everything else. Talking about your yoni. And they're gonna go back to reading their card. I'm just saying. I'm just saying over here, we allow a lot of stuff. So a lot of stuff I'm gonna have to put a little pause to. No, you can't call this other show. Some of y'all call me because y'all know I'm nice. You know, I'm nice. I want to say this. Yeah, Wiley. What you got to say about Donald Trump? You ain't watched the show? Call these other shows and have them give you a recap. You're going to get cussed out. Go to these other shows. I want to, hello. Get in here. Everybody get in here. Hello. I want to get into some things. Can you repeat what's going on with Erica Banks? Can you repeat what you said about Erica Banks? I want to get into some. How can you get into some things and you didn't even watch the content? You don't even know what the thing we get into. Hello. My name is such and such. I love your show. Okay. I want to get into some things. Can you repeat what you said about Erica Banks? Hold up. Don't rush me off the line. You're going to get cussed out and hung up on. And they going to end the show. Cha-ching, show ended. Man, baby, they going to look at that dashboard. They're going to say, man, let's see if we get 10 more subscribers. Let's see if we don't get that 10 more, we're going to end the live. They don't get that 10 more, live ended. And you mad. But you going to keep it to yourself. You ain't going to let them know that you mad. You going to say that to yourself in your house. You going to be cussing. But you ain't going to keep that same energy and be tough. You going to be tough talking to yourself. No. Get on there. You just receive that. But over here, you can come over here and do what you want to do. But that's going to stop. This is a whole new year. Oh, Lord, y'all so funny. I love y'all, though. Y'all know I love my callers. Y'all know I'm going to make fun of some of y'all. I make a little comedy. Y'all do that. Don't be doing that outfit hard. A whole show. We've been on here for 3 hours. We talk about everything. Wiley, can you repeat what you said? So, no. That ain't right for the people that came on time. That's just like when you go to church and your pastor just preaching. Yeah, and Jesus said he was on the cross and he speaks to the thief, and the thief said to Jesus, Lord, remember me. And you come there late. Pastor, what you said about Jesus? Why did Jesus weep? He preached for 3 hours, sweat beaming. You come there late. You need to be rebuked. Get there on time. Don't be coming out all late. You need to get thrown out. Yeah, bitch, not to interrupt you, pastor, but what did Job go through? Can you repeat your sermon? No, sir. No, ma'am. I can't repeat it. You should have came on time. And if you keep on coming out behind the ushers, escort you up out of here because you disrupted the service. You don't come in out of the church, you interrupt because you weren't there at the beginning and you mad. We should have came on time. That's your fault. Oh, Lord. I was triggered. I'm going to say the story. I was in D.C. and then we gonna get to Erica Banks, right? This is a classic Wiley Show story. I was in D.C. and a lady was coming to pick me up from where I was staying. So one of the ladies told her, I need to go get me a cup of coffee. I need to go get me a cup of coffee. So the lady went to go get her a cup of coffee, but other lady, she said, I got to go. So she left her. And so I get picked up. She drive me. We get back to the hotel. That lady was so mad. And the lady said, yeah, you up there talking about you wanted some coffee. I said, I got to go. When I come, I'm ready to go. And I ain't changing. You went to go get you a cup of coffee, and I had to go, and I went by myself. And you say you love me. Left her. She was so mad she didn't speak to me. Left her because she was ready to go. And she... And all the lady was going to get, she said, oh, hold up. I got to go get me a cup of coffee. And the lady left her. The lady left her because she wanted to go get her a cup of coffee. I don't want to trigger nobody, but she got left. That's one thing about that sister. that sister will drag you and she'll say on her channel, I ain't changing. She will drag you and keep moving. She will block you. Get out of my chat. You over there with Cricket Eye. She will block you and keep the show moving. And people will still watch her. She will cuss you out and drag if they didn't in her chat, if they didn't know you comment regularly, if you weren't in that group, you gonna get kicked out. You ain't gonna be commenting in that chat. Who are you? I don't know who you is. I'm gonna have to block you. You know, cash out me if you want to come back. Cash out me if you want to come back on the live. You gotta get. She will block you. You will have to literally, and they will cash app her to come back. I said, oh my God, I'm sorry. I changed my username. This is the real username. Blah, blah. They will cash out, write big paragraphs and stuff like that. Let's move on. All right. Let's get into Erica Banks. So Erica Banks, she did her challenge, y'all. So Erica Banks finally, she redid her challenge. She was like, back by popular man, I redid the challenge. So she showed her thickness, and I'm like, come on, Erica. And I'm not mad at it because she's still learning. So people are trying to drag. I'm like, it's her challenge. If this woman want to do that challenge 50,000 times, it's her song. So if she want to keep doing it, and she'll know, and she did it, and the second challenge was better than the first challenge, because then she started listening, she started dancing and shaking it and, you know, dripping it low, showing her cake. She was hiding the hairy armpits. You know, she was really doing good. So I highly suggest y'all go to Erica Banks' Twitter and go and see it on her Twitter. I don't know if she put it on her Instagram, but it's up there. She released a new challenge. Okay, that was that. Congratulations. Now, Erica Banks wrote a post. Do I have that post? Oh, hold on. I think the neighborhood talk got it. Let's see. I can't play the challenge because they don't like us playing music and stuff like that. So I ain't gonna play that. But I will see. Let's go. Did y'all post that, or did the Shade Room post that? Let's see. Give me a second, people. Okay, the Shade Room must have posted that. I'm seeing it right now. Let me go to the Shade Room. Bear with me, family. I thought they posted it. Okay, let me go to the Shade Room. I think I saw it on the Shade Room. Let me go up. Where is that? Oh, here we go. Okay. Let's go to this. Okay. Let me screen share this and show y'all this. All right. So Erica Banks wrote this. She said, it's funny to see some of y'all who was talking ish months ago dropping that hashtag busted challenge. Y'all had a change of heart, huh, clown? So she said, whether you know 30 seconds or 1 second are ridiculous. So it's my bank account. So say what you want. That's what she said in the comments. So right here, these group of ladies have released a video. They was in this crowd. They was like, nobody is rapping her ish at the Stallion. Get your son. Now those same two women, or that woman is saying to that did that, they did the busted challenge. They did the challenge, but months ago they was throwing shade. But I love what 1501 said when Carl Crawford said on his page. I'm gonna show y'all what he said on his page. I love how he spin it and he showed on his page. Give me a second. I love that message that he was preaching on there. Give me go to 1501. This one thing I love about StreamYard. You can share stuff instantly. You gotta upload it. You just share it. So this is right here. I want to play the music of the audio. Okay. Let me show it right there. This is what Carl Crawford, the CEO of 1501 or the 1501 page. It could be Carl, I believe it's him. But they said this: artist development at its finest. Hashtag 1501. Erica Banks had something to say last night as her song Busted has been blowing up for the past few days. A video also surfaced online from an appearance Erica did a few months ago, and nobody knew her song. Just goes to show everybody has their time. Facts. Everybody had their time. Though they not know your song then, months later. That's why it's important not to be discouraged when people don't know you yet. Keep going. I literally saw that and received that. And I said, though they may not know who you is right now, the next 3 months, you could be the hottest blog in the world. You could be the hottest artist in the world. Though a couple of months then, people were saying they didn't know the song. And you could see that they didn't know the words. They went into the song like that. She knew, we don't know you. We don't know you like that. We don't know your records. But months later, now the challenge went viral. That's why it is important. And I'm preaching this for myself and for anybody that's out there to do not give up. Though you may have some days that's going to bring tears, wipe the tears from your eye and get up. Get up and keep going. Period. Though you may not get the response today, it's just not your time. But if you remove yourself and say, I give up, you will never, ever experience that. You will ever know it would ever have been possible because you quit. You got to keep moving. So this is a clear example of keep it going, keep promoting yourself, keep putting it out there that you are, this is what you want, and this is your dream, and believe in yourself. And this is a clear example. Azealia Banks is just a prime example. When you're consistent, when you don't give up, you will run into your season. But if you remove yourself from the process, you will never reach your season because you got to be consistent. Period. I have some days that, man, I don't feel like doing it today. I had it yesterday, had a low day. But then I said, let me go back again. I gotta, boom. Sometimes you got a body slam doubt. Sometimes you got all the time you got a body slam that you cannot dwell in that because it will hold you down. So you got to come back stronger. I said, whoosh. So this is a prime good example of Azealia Banks, and I'm happy for her. And people say, oh, I'm tired of y'all. Man, how y'all tired of talking about Azealia Banks when we were talking about Megan Toll and Megan all months and months and months and months? We can't be tired of just talking about Azealia Banks. We've been talking about Megan Thee Stallion and her pinky toe. You stop me. Why you hit me in my pinky? You hit me in my pinky. Yeah, that's Tori Hobby. You hit me in my pinky. Why you hit me in my pinky? Yeah, that's Tori Hobby. Why you do that to me? You know, we report months after months after months, weeks after weeks after weeks. We were zooming into the foot. And now Azealia Banks have a moment. We're going to give her her moment. It's our time. It is our time. Okay? All right. It is what it is. Megan was relevant. Erica is not. That's why Erica is relevant now. Baby, they doing her TikTok challenge. It's on the charts. Billboard is co-signing. They are talking about it. It's on the charts. It's creasing in on the charts on iTunes. So yes, this is her moment. She's gaining traction. Okay. Yeah, they always talk about trying to make it. You know why the sexuality? Let me answer that to that producer. They said they're trying to make her sexuality a problem. You know why that's not gonna stick? Because she's a woman. It ain't gonna really stick about her sexuality. Because women can be by it. That ain't gonna stop her. The thing is that people are gonna try to do what they're gonna do. Oh, you trying to be like Megan Thee Stallion? You trying to be like another Megan Thee Stallion? You know that's what they're gonna do. But what Erica got to do, what Nikki did, keep your focus. When Kim was out there crazy, somehow you stole from me. I'm the original. I can play my old stuff to people show new stuff. No, you can't. Because things change. She was just a foolish decision she made. She made some foolish decisions trying to do mixtapes. While she was doing mixtapes, Nikki was doing albums. She stayed focused. And Kim was just literally beefing with herself. Because Nikki was just going in, putting the machine out, and kept it moving. That's what Azealia Banks got to do. Don't get caught up in the okie doke. Keep focused, making them deals, making them artists. Keep doing it. You got a good money deal with a major label backing this other label to distribute your music. You got more connections, open up more money, bigger budgets. Keep focused. And the year from now, you will be even stronger. Okay, and she have not really been out that long, been introduced to the world. This is literally going into her second year. This is great for Erica Banks, and we applaud that. We ain't hating over here. We ain't hating. Though some of y'all may be hating, but I ain't hating. I want them all to win. I want Megan Thee Stallion to win. I want Erica Banks to win. I want Nikki to win. Azealia Banks. I want her to stop boiling cats, and I also want her to win. I want all of. I want what was that? What's the other one that got the black baby daddy? What's her name? Because I want the one that got the black baby daddy to win, though he cheating on her. Iggy. I want Iggy to win, though that black baby daddy sticking his peen and all these other women. I want her to win too. I want her to get up, stop crying over that man, stop chasing that man with that birthmark on the say and focus on and put that in some music. Okay, while she over there crying all that drag, talk about, do something about getting a side chick, put it in the record. I want her to win too. But I'm really, for the people that's black though, is that wrong for me to say I want the black people to win? I want them all to win. But I do want her, I do want Iggy to like drag the side chicks and stuff. Put it in the record. Stop crying over that man and get in that studio. Stop all that crying on social media and get in that booth. Put it to the music. Put that pen, write that pen, give me them bars. I want her all to win. All right, let's go. Somebody said I want Tasha K. Y'all stop bringing up Tasha K. This ain't got nothing to do with Tasha K. Stop bringing up Tasha K. Because these people get triggered when they bring up Tasha K. Lord have mercy. And let the record show I just repeating a comment. Because these people get mad when I bring up Tasha K name. I'm like, why y'all pissed? I just brought up the lady name. Oh, Lord, they just bringing up her name. This ain't got nothing to do with Tasha. But we want them all to win. Amen. All right, let's go to the phone lines. I think we talked about everything. Did we talk about everything, producers? If I did not talk about everything, let me know. Talk about Donald Trump, Dr. Dre. We talked about everything. Give me a second. Okay. All right, let me remove this. All right, we're going to go to the phone lines. People, I know y'all here. If you're working, if you want to call in, you can call in. At this point, the documentary not coming. It's coming. People get triggered by mention of Tasha K, my radio, my wicked JC. They get triggered by that. I don't, because it's just commentary. She's your mentor. They better get used to it. Yeah, they be doing all that type of stuff. We love everybody. Child, please. Let's go to the phone lines. Call in, people. All right, let's see. I hope y'all all know what we're talking about. Who is this? That's Representative Lee from Representative in New York. Okay, they talk. Oh, I can't wait to be in Congress. I like
your show now. Press 1
so
to hear.
Your show is scheduled to start in 15 seconds.
The people get yes. So regardless,
your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
And I have to encourage myself because
Blog Talk Radio.
More in my spirit. Let me tell you why. Because I'm like, man, I've been patient. I'm like, okay, well, you gotta keep going. Sometimes you have to encourage yourself. You have to encourage yourself. Okay. And I had to do that, right? And you had to have these conversations, kind of pick up your spirit and do that. He always talks over the recording. LOL, love him. You think, oh, really? Did I talk over that? Oh, can y'all hear me? You gotta love it. And I say that with love. In this business, you gotta be encouraged. You have some rough days, praise God, but you also cannot stay dwelling and forget. You gotta keep at it. They better not be the icon from Lord. Y'all is rough in these comments. But if anybody want to call in today and speak on the subject matter, y'all are welcome. I know we are early today because usually we go late. But if anybody want to call, we ain't gonna hold the show. Because right now I'm just looking at the House. They about to vote to impeach, Donald Trump. We talked about that. And once that break it down, then we'll come back later on to break some more stuff down. We heard you now. When you start up the phone lines, we can't hear you over the recording. Okay. Oh, my bad. I didn't know. I'm sorry. I forgot that the recording play. I thought I disabled that. I gotta see. I'm gonna boot the lines up before while I do the show, so y'all don't hear the recording. Cause I'm gonna start doing it or disable it. I gotta learn how to do it. I'm looking at the comments. Okay, y'all always do that. Do I always talk? Do I always do that? Do I always do that? I'm seeing in the comments, y'all keep saying the documentary not coming out. Y'all crazy. Y'all is something else. That documentary is coming out. It is like that every time, but I thought I disabled it because it's a way that you could disable it, but I never do it, unfortunately. No, I don't talk over on purpose. I just be talking. I don't know if y'all can, because I can't hear it. I forgot y'all can hear it. Unfortunately, usually before when I had the speakers, you couldn't hear it, but now y'all can hear it. It wasn't always that way. It wasn't. I want to thank everybody that have contributed to the Wiley Show. God bless you. And thank you for all the new subscribers. I did see your emails. Y'all loved that show yesterday. Y'all was really feeling that show. That was a classic. That was a classic show that we did last night. And I want to thank all the producers that came on that show last night and called in. It was dope. It was funny. Shout out to Missionary Wigs. She called in. We got a new Missionary Wigs. She called in. And we saw her picture. She got her different color wigs, and she may be on Two Men and a Lady. But yes, but yeah, it was really good. I was getting so many messages. For I had a conversation with somebody, and they was like, "I want you to meet. I want you to meet somebody." They said, "I want you to meet somebody. I want to invite you." I'm like, "Well, sir, with all due respect, I'm not going to nobody's house unless you tell them I'm coming." Okay, because he named a name. He said, "I want to invite you because that's my friend." I said, "Though that may be your friend, but that particular person probably not a friend or friendly to me. I'm not showing up to nobody's house unless we talk. I'm not about to be your surprise guest because that name that person name. Yeah, going to Atlanta. Wiley, you're going to be my special guest." I said, with all due respect, you have to inform these people that I'm coming. I cannot do no surprise appearances. Now, no, I'm not coming to somebody's house and I sit there and I'm on your platform and I be critiquing you on this show and I'm showing up to your home. No way. No security, no nothing. So I'm looking like, yeah, Wiley, I'm gonna invite you. We going down there. And I'm listening, but in my mind, I'm like, that ain't gonna happen. Because I just got to talking about this person last night. So I know that ain't gonna happen. It might happen, but we got to have a conversation. I'm not just gonna show up to your home. I ain't no fool. I got to be invited. We had to have a conversation. So I know where your head's been. I'm just gonna show up to your hello. Because they know who I am. They know how I am. Unless I go and go as Marquita the Cross-Eyed Diva, but they know who that person is. Unless I go in my wigs but they still know who that person is. Other than number Wiley. No, it's Marquita. So, if I'm Marquita the Cross-Eyed Diva, they still would know it's Wiley. No way. So I was invited, but I'm like, that ain't your house. You can't invite me to somebody else's home. But that's my friend. Though that may be your friend, you and me might get thrown out. I'm not going that. Nowhere in the world. I'm not going nobody home. I just got through dragging this person, and I don't like to say drag, but they think it's a drag. And I'm at their house. Any food you cook for me? No. You gotta have a conversation. I ain't showing up somebody home. Let me tell you this. These people will try to set you up. I remember, what am I saying? I remember it was in Chicago, and I did something so foolish. I was like, I'll tell my cousin, I said, yeah, let's go to this hotel. Let's go, because it was a kickback. So I wanted to go. I don't know why I was thinking today. Let's go to the kickback. Let's go. I paid for the taxi. At that time, there wasn't no Uber and Lyft. I had to pay for the taxi. Let's go. I want to go to the kickback. When I got to that hotel room for that kickback, it was in a suite. He was having a birthday celebration, whatever. I get there. The friend dragged me. That was there. The birthday guest dragged me. I took it. I received it. I didn't say nothing. I couldn't receive it. He was drunk and he just started dragging. You know, you drunk, you tell the truth. You hear? Let me tell you something about what you said. You ain't gonna be talking about. I think I was dragging Beyonce at that time. You ain't gonna be talking about Beyonce. It was a Beyonce prayer. Be fair. I said, excuse me, this ain't YouTube. Like I told, and I get paid for what I thought. I don't want to talk about this stuff now. And he was drunk, belligerent. So I had to rebuke him. I said, first of all, you live in your mama's basement. You don't be coming to me like that. You act like you paying for all these expensive ones. You live in your mama's basement. And he said, B, what you say? And they had to break it up. So I went to the other part of the hotel because, you know, my mouth, you provoke me. I'm going to say what I got to say. And we do it, we just do it, right? So I sit down, it died down. He moved on to another subject. You know, he moved on to, because he just drunk. So I get there and I'm getting ready to leave. So two dudes came there. Yeah, Wiley, we coming for your YouTube. We coming for you. We gonna drag you. I'm like, who are these random dusty people that's saying this stuff? I'm like, what the world? And I learned a lesson from that situation. And I had a conversation. I said, Brother Wiley, you got to be cautious on the areas you go because you represent a show that some may think is problematic. Everybody ain't gonna love you, so I'm very cautious. That was years ago. I have not just started YouTube. I've been doing this a long time. Okay, I just now been doing it consistently. So now I'm very cautious. Who gonna be there? Who all coming? If I don't know who all gonna be, with such a I ain't coming. What you mean you ain't coming? You ain't let me finish the guest list. You name such and such. I ain't gonna be there. So I knew the person. Let me be clear with you. I didn't go to no stranger. I knew the person. That was my cousin. I knew these people. I didn't know they would just dragging me like, because when they got that liquor courage, say they started to drag me. But that next day, this is when I was in Chicago. Them videos is deleted, so you ain't gonna be able to pick up these videos. They gone. But I remember what I did the next day that happened. Baby, I went on my show and I dragged them all. I said, yeah, that person with that burnt tattoo on their chest, you gonna try to drag me? Get out of your mama basement. You a grown man. You ain't no real police. Because he was saying that he was a police officer. You ain't no police officer. You a regular security guard. So I was just saying that, just dragging. So I was just on there, just dragging the person, talking about his burnt chest, his burnt birthmark on his chest. Talk about how he screwed a transgender, because we screwed the same transgender woman. Because I screwed her first, and then he came, it was a trans woman, and he came in, he screwed her. And then we brought her name up. I was very messy. I changed a lot, baby. Back in Chicago, I was real messy in Chicago, baby. I didn't mind throwing it out all that. If I knew some dirt and some bitch, you screwed with that person, man, you screwed this, that, I put it all out there. Didn't care at all. It's a lot of parties I couldn't go to, a lot of clubs I couldn't go to. People wanted to literally beat me up. That's how treacherous this mouth was, baby. I would go laugh and I would drag. But I changed. I'm not that treacherous though. When I just talk about celebrities, you can't talk about regular folks like that in cities. You know, you gotta live there. Man, Chicago, I didn't know. So my cousin, he would go to clubs. Tell your cousin I'ma kick his ass. When I say I will never go to a club, no club events, no nothing. And then when I do go to the club, I'm in there for a quick second. Wiley was saying, hey, Wiley, hey. And I'm in and out. You ain't gonna see that lollyglagging, because I used to drag. Now, no more. I don't drag the LGBT stuff no more. So I talk about celebrities. So, but yeah, I was saying some of our Beyonce, I don't know what I said, but the person was so triggered. And I noticed that a lot of things that I say on my show, though in comedy, it is power in my words. And sometimes to this day, I still be shocked that people watch me. That still surprises me. When I end the episode, I just want the episode to end. But when I go to my emails, I get long, lengthy paragraphs, multiple DMs, 6 paragraphs. Sometimes people write me 3 pages. It'd be lengthy. And they be saying things that they don't like what I say about the show. So they would go behind the scenes. They would let me know. Right? So some subject matters, if I'm on, I already know I'm going to be getting the messages. Right? So I be shocked. I'm like, y'all, okay, y'all be listening to what I be saying. They be listening to everything. And some stuff, I do a comedy. I just do, a show. But baby, they be listening. If I say something on stage here, they go word for word of what I said. Good God Almighty. I ain't gonna change that. Say you can still contribute to the show. I ain't gonna stop saying that. Not on this show. I don't say it enough. I'm not gonna overdo it, But I see the responses of the people because my show was growing at first. And this is the thing, people. I gotta say this. I always had people to respond to what I say, because it's be my delivery. It be my delivery of how I deliver my message, and people have that response, right? And I go way back before I met, before I did videos with another content creator. I was doing my own show. I got old episodes of people cussing out. I did some shows. Half of them didn't get views because I wasn't a big person. A lot of these shows I replay and re-air, but half them folks I got on Blog Talk Radio, some of them ain't living no more. And I don't think that's right. That I'm up here playing old episodes. I'm making a coin on people that ain't living. I just keep that in the archives. You know what I'm saying? A lot of episodes. I got an interview with Jared Scott Page. I got an interview with him on my Blog Talk. That I'm probably going to release. I remember when he died and his family, they needed a GoFundMe account, because at first he would read people about GoFundMe. Because this is when the Shade Room was coming up. He knew all those people that was coming up, right? And he was the next big thing. He was really big on Facebook. He was a popular blogger. And he used to get on the platform, read people for not having doing for GoFundMes. But when he died, his family had to get a GoFundMe. So, but what we did a show, and a lot of people said, "Oh, you trying to pander to get his audience?" But I felt that we could do a show to like kind of raise money, bring awareness, and so people. It was one of the most painful shows I did in my career as a blogger, because it was somebody that I interviewed, and a couple of months later they died, and it was very painful. We was playing like Whitney Houston music, because on Blog, so you could just play music. I was playing different music. It was a show. And so I remember that particular guest. I interviewed them, right? And it's some other people that you all don't know, because they wasn't like popular figures nationally, but they were known to like the Chicago scene, to the gay scene, that people in Chicago that, something that passed. I remember one guy, he God rest his soul, he passed. He owed me $20. We was gonna get high. That's when I was smoking the trees, the reefers, the marijuana. And I gave him the $20 to go get the weed, because he would have to roll it up, because I didn't know how to roll up. I know this was years ago when I was 21, 22. I didn't know how to roll. I didn't know how to do nothing, because when I try to roll it up, I eat it. Yeah, I swallow. I didn't know how to keep it in the paper. It would fall all out. Baby, it was a disaster. I didn't know how to do all that stuff. So I would pay the people, hey, roll it up. And I bad. You roll it up and all that. We smoke. So he decided, I gave him the $20. He never returned back with my weed. Never returned back. Nothing. Had excuses. And we stopped talking because he was talking about, yeah, the police, they called me and all that. And I was angry and didn't never pay me back. So years passed, we beef, we won talk, because I was mad about the $20 and I gave my weed and all that. And I would, I would tell you a little other extra stuff that we did. But no, he didn't do it, right? And I was very faithful in paying for the weed just for us so we could sit and smoke. So he did that, and then years later, we connected on social media, had the same number, and I called him. Now, he said, "Man, you got the same number." I was like, "Yeah, man. Forget about what happened. We can go to the movies. Man, try to catch up. You're a good friend." And then a couple months, maybe later, he passed away. And I didn't hold nothing against him or anything like that. I felt bad because I wanted to link up because he was a good guy. It's a lot of stuff I could say about that, but I'll be ball-hauling and crying. I ain't gonna go in deep into that situation. Just remind me to get y'all that story time. I'll talk about it on Patreon because it will trigger some people what I got to say about that situation. I ain't gonna tell it now because it will trigger some people. It will trigger some of my audience members. So we got to say that behind the Patreon gates. All right. I ain't know nothing about no pre-rolls. 5774, Carly on the air. 5774. Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? 5774? Okay, let me go to the next one. 9867. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Okay, 5774. I'm going to disconnect you because you can't hear. Okay, go ahead, sister.
Okay, hi, this is the voice from New York. Hi, Wiley in chat. So, listening to a couple of things that you discussed. With Azealia Banks, I'm so proud of her because it shows that slow and steady wins the race. Yes. And you just can't compare yourself to others. When others are moving forward, you think it's not your time. And you have to be consistent and you make your goal. And hopefully I see many more success for her in the near future. Like I said, she just needs a more tighter team for her to look more polished, but that will go with time. Because remember when Cardi came on, she got jacked up teeth. She was just all over the place, and now all of a sudden she got the veneers in. She got the body work done. So hopefully we see that with Azealia Banks.
I agree.
I
agree. Go ahead, sister.
As far as Dr. Dre and his situation, karma, and God doesn't like ugly. Okay. Like, what if he abused her? Of course, that's wrong. And I know I have never been in an abusive relationship, but I know the hardest thing is to leave if you are a victim of abuse, since your safety is in jeopardy. Even if you have kids, a lot of them are being stalked. Sometimes they don't have people to trust, and a person who's in an abusive relationship, their abuser tends to get control of everything, not only their money, but also like their emotional aspect. They move them away from family and friends, so no one really knows what's going on. So I hope she gets paid because I'm all about that payment. And honestly, Dr. Dre is getting you reap what you sow. Then my last topic is with politics. Honestly, Wiley, I really hope when January 20th rolls around that we do not have any excuses.
Come on.
And I don't want to hear nothing about, we couldn't pass this. We could. No, you got the House, you got the Senate, you got the presidency. What's popping? Let's let's get this going on.
Come on.
Okay, from top to bottom, the Black agenda needs to happen in 100 days. I don't care about any other agenda but the Black agenda. So I need to see everything that they promised us, and that little lift every voice and sing, which is an insult within itself with pandering. I need to see get done. Okay, like I'm tired of the government just using us. Okay, let's be honest. Without us, they wouldn't have won. They always use us, and then we're never included into anything.
Facts.
I hope this is the presidency that we are included from top to bottom. As you mentioned before, yes, I do agree that education should be free. Now, I'm part of a lot of groups where people are saying, why should education and loans be free for others and I had to pay for my loan? You're going to hear that argument a lot. If I can do it, then you could have done it also. And like you mentioned before, Wally, you didn't want to say this, so I'll say this. When people are majoring in different majors, okay, like if I had a child, I'm not paying for you to major in dance. Unless you at the Juilliard art, then I'll pay because that's the #1 dance school. Music, you better be at a top music school because the job prospect is not as conducive compared to someone who's an engineer, right? Like, science, technology, engineering, mathematics.
Facts.
Also, if people don't want to go to college, they need to have more trade jobs.
Yeah, a trade.
Where from high school to trade, because we need more electricians, we need more plumbers, we need those type of things, because not everyone is meant to go to college. Absolutely. But that doesn't mean they can't be successful if they do not go to college.
You're right. You're right about that,
right?
Because like somebody is just say, hey, I'm just good working on my hands and do carpentry work. So that needs to be free as well. So they can be able to get those trades, and that will help them to get those skilled labor jobs, you know? So you're right about that. I agree with you on that, because every college is not for everybody, but you do need to get a skill set that you can eat, you know what I'm saying? That you can get a job that you can provide for your family. So I think trade school should be free as well. Absolutely, because that would help a lot of people get those good jobs.
A lot. And they also need to, eradicate everyone who went to jail for cannabis. Their records need to be expunged nationally.
Oh, facts.
Because the people who can't buy into the market are those who are Black. But you know how it works for us, right? Like the crack epidemic, we were very much, insulted, and after the government put the crack in our communities. But if you're a meth addict, you're now like, oh, they have a problem, we need to make sure they're okay, because meth addicts are mostly for white people. Same thing with pain meds. What's good for the goose is not good for the gander.
Especially with the opioid
so hopefully
crisis.
You said what?
With the opioid crisis. Now they dealing with the opioid crisis and all that. So what they gonna do for that? Now they talking about, hey, that's a health crisis. When crack epidemic, they was all criminal, lock them up. Now with the opioid crisis, now they are speaking about, oh, this is a health. We need to invest in medical. We need to invest in rehab. But what about those people that was under that crime bill, under these laws, under these 3 strikes you're out, under these, mandatory sentences? What about those people? Those people, you got to clear their records so they able to get jobs. It's hard once you get out of prison, and if they tell you, hey, you can't work here because this is on your record or that on your record, that's setting that person up for failure. So they need to do something better for that as well.
Absolutely, for them to be rehabilitated. And with the opioid crisis, it also affects people who have sickle cell disease. Facts. Because they go through a lot of pain crisis, and sickle cell disease mostly affect African Americans at a higher level. Oh, and they get a lot of discrimination when they go to the ER room for pain, and that they often ignore. And I'm not even going to get into like the
That's how a Black doctor died and passed away. We talked about that when the Black woman went to the hospital and they discharged her or removed her, and she died. And I think her son is going to sue. So you got to be very careful with that. You're right about that. You're right. You're exactly right.
Okay. And then you have to know your rights. And hopefully, with this new administration, they don't pander us, right? Like, like in the honeymoon phase when you're dating someone, they just tell you what you want to hear. And I'm from New York. So, men will tell you, and we call it G your head up or gas your head up. And you go, oh my God, like you're everything. And then they get you hook, line, and sinker. And you're like, wait, I didn't know you were a criminal. I didn't know you have baby moms. Wait, your business is not yours. Next thing you know, you was a scammer. I didn't know you just got scammed. I hope they don't do this to us, because it will be a very bad time. And I'm glad that you're getting involved on the ground work.
Yeah, and then because what that does for me, that gives me more education. You know what I'm saying? Give me more of an understanding on the ground level. You know what I mean? And that helps you to network and get to know people, right? That's why I have a camera here. So now I can take my camera and just see what's going on the ground level, go to those town hall meetings and do that stuff, get more active. And now a lot of stuff is kind of like virtual now. So it's kind of easy where you can build up those networks. But we do still have to wear a mask and hit the ground, because that's how you're going to change Texas. Because I'm going to say this, Texas can be blue. And you got to get people that's right. It's millions of people that are not registered, that is eligible but not registered in Texas. Millions. I didn't say thousands, I said millions. So if you register those millions of people,
vote to change it.
Yes, and vote your interest. I'm not just saying always vote Democrat. See, people just think I'm just going to always vote Democrat. Vote your interest. Everybody should have the tools and the education and awareness that they're eligible to vote. Whoever you vote for, just vote. Because the more voters it is, you get more competition for your vote. You understand what I'm saying? People will start.
agree.
They'll start to wake up. Look what they did in Florida, where they now allow felons to actually have the right, to vote. If you have been convicted of a felony, now you have that second chance. You're able to vote now in Florida, and they tried to have resistance for that. Remember what they was doing in Florida? Like they was trying to say, well, you got to pay your court fees first to do you got to pay your court fees first in order for you to be able to register to vote. They tried it in Florida, but they fought back for it and they got it together. So
that's how you're going to a way to suppress the black vote, right?
Absolutely.
And you remember, like although my parents are from Jamaica and they transplanted over here, at the same token, we had to do a lot for the voters' rights. Remember the grandfather clause, the voting rights of 1965. There's so many things we had to do just for us to vote in general. Okay, so this is bigger than just we need to vote. And people always think voting doesn't change. Let me tell you, what people need to do is understand what's going on in their district, because what's happening in Brooklyn, unfortunately, with these housing, especially affordable housing, they're building these houses so quickly to the point where there's ways for you to stop that from happening. There's a building, in front next to my building, there's a building that they built that blocks the sun in my house. Okay. And I didn't know we could have stopped that by rallying, because what those people do is they go to these board meetings that, they don't look like us. They go to these board meetings. Okay. And no one is going there to represent themselves because no one knows how to. And I live in a very Caribbean based area, right? I mean, people who from Brooklyn knows about Flatbush, which is where Labor Day parade occur. And it's gentrifying. And what they're going to do is they're going to move everyone who are lower income, and even that word is used very loosely, because if you look at affordable housing and look at the income that they consider to be affordable, most of the time they talk about $50,000 and up. In New York City, that's not affordable for a lot of communities, and it's happening so rapidly. And it's kind of like, okay, who's capitalizing on these real estate investors? Because remember, they didn't want to live in our area. Okay, remember we were riddled with crack, cocaine, well, not cocaine, but mostly crack, heroin. We had the worst school districts. So, it changed when you see city bikes, when you see coffee shops. Okay, that's how you know that it's changing. And because they can earn a lot, they're like, why should I go to an area that's rich if I can just move black or, Hispanic individuals, and the community will change for me? Because then the property of the community will go up, the school districts will go up. And who loses?
But like you said, you brought up in your area that you said y'all have to go to the meetings, but a lot of people don't know. That's why it is important when you do know to tell your neighbors, to tell your neighbor, and to tell this person, and you get a group of people in your neighborhood, say, hey, let's go to this board meeting for this building or for this zoning or whatever. Let's go to the city council, hearing. Let's go. You know what I mean? And they have in this town hall where they're allowing the resident to speak. Because let me tell you, when people wanted to give out here in Frisco and all these areas, when they wanted to bring low income housing, baby, them white folks showed up at City Hall. They said, we don't want it. When they tried to expand the bus lines in Frisco, them Frisco residents, they stopped it. We don't want the bus line to come through here. So you can't even get no public transit in like the Frisco, Texas. No, because them white folks, them residents, they applied pressure to their elected officials. Even though I disagree with that, but I'm like, I can't be mad at them having their own interests. But how many of us actually showed up to say, hey, we do need public transit? Because they do use their power. We have to use ours as well.
I agree, but it's kind of like you mentioned, our whole being here is based on business, politics, and economics, right? Which goes with business, okay?
Absolutely.
Everything is going to be influenced by that. Healthcare is influenced by that. Education is influenced by that. And it's so sad that we're not equipped with the business aspect. And now that I'm in my 30s, I'm still young, like 32. I wish I'd known about investing longer. Okay,
yes.
Like how are my white counterparts? They probably had family members. Although my parents are Jamaican, I was born here. But at the same time, we didn't have those educational things in our school, right? Because our schools were very much it's always crowded, right? The ratio is ridiculous. We had metal detectors. Okay, and God forbid you go to a school that's not zoned in your area. Look what happened to that lady when she tried to do that. She went to jail. Okay, if you want your kids to go to a better school, so it's a way. So and they know with economic we can really improve our situation, but they just want us to stay at that ceiling. And there's time for us to like break it through. But it's like you have to like really educate yourself, and it's exhausting. Sometimes I mean it's more work, but it's a work that's appreciated. But still, no one wants to do it. Where you have to like look for it. But
again, you know, it's people that will do it. You got to be willing to start with self, and that's how. Even for me, when I'm gonna start doing it, I'm gonna find the next person and just work with organizations that's already out there. Because there's a lot of organizations you will be surprised that's already doing the work for a lot of things that you believe in. So just join in with that movement. You don't have to necessarily start a movement from the ground up. Get the experience, because that's what I learned from Sean King. But I read his book. Let me see if I can break it up. Give me a second, you guys. I read his book. I got it right here. I read his book, Make Change, and I highly suggest people to get it. And he was like, you know, join organizations, right? You don't have to necessarily always be like, well, I want to build my own organization from the ground up. Why don't you just join something that's already doing the work and join that and get the experience? So you don't want to go out there and experience. So go out there and work and get as much knowledge and understanding so you will know how to do great work. You know what I mean? When it comes to activism, when it comes to political stuff, you got to know what you're doing. You just can't just do it. You got to get knowledge and understanding for those people that's out there actually doing it. So whether you agree with Sean King or not, it was some good points that he had made in this book. So I highly suggest people go get it. He talked about his story. Dope people in here. So I know some of y'all don't like him. You know, I know how it is. It is what it is. But I'm just telling you.
You don't know if Sean King is black, white. I don't think.
I think his mom. Right? I believe his mom is right. I think his mom is white and his dad is black. You know what I'm saying? He's biracial. And I think when you have somebody that's biracial, that's like a whole nother topic. Because in this book, when I read his book, not to get off topic, when I read the book, when when he got beat up in high school, they put on there that he was white. And the reason why they did it, because he looked white, he was with a white mother, he was high skin. So the detective later on, he said, oh, that's the reason why I checked it, because there's no box to check that you biracial. They don't have no box of that. They put black, white, and all that. So that was that race, and that's one of the criticisms that they give him. He ain't black, he white, But he does a lot of great work. He's not perfect. And the thing about it is, okay, I ain't gonna go all of it. He's not perfect. Nobody's perfect. But I think one of the major mistakes that he make that I think Sean King makes, sometimes he'll be saying stuff on social media and it kind of like take away from what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? Because some stuff he could be saying on social media could be a little aggressive, But other than that, he does a lot of good stuff. Shout out to Sean. That's another person I would like to talk to and do just study and stuff like that. I support him. I support people that want to do right by black people, And if you don't like what he's doing, start your own organization.
And just using us to make himself think. So I mean, do you blame? I mean, I feel like although I can tell people to educate themselves, I can't assume that everyone would know how to educate themselves, right? I went to college, so I know, and I went almost a decade ago where college was very much inexpensive, not as how much it is today, right? But I can't say, okay, because I'm able to do it, you can do it too. What I could do is like show you the means on how to do it, because then that's like harsh expectation for that individual, because not everyone is like, we're not a monolith. So it's like, although we doing it, Wiley, the people in my community probably don't know how or don't know where to start, right? So I feel like, so I know when people like, read this book to get educated, things of that nature. Some people can't read. Some people don't know how to. I mean, you may not assume, but even in some areas in the disadvantaged communities, they don't have access to internet. I mean, it may seem so infinite.
You're right.
So it's kind of like a lot of pressure for me to tell. So, and even when I started learning how to invest stocks, people will tell me, "Why don't you just look online and read it?" And I'm like, well, you have your white friends who parents is like, "Hey, Bobby, here's some stocks. This is what you need to do. Play by play.
But because you got to understand too, for that, that's been like they were raised in that, and a lot of times that's an important of how you raise your children versus when people say, "Oh, you go on the internet." Sometimes I'm the typical person. How I learn, I like for you to sit me down and teach me how to do it. That's how I learned how to do thumbnails. I didn't know how to do thumbnails, so I paid someone to sit me down. Though I could have went on the internet and taught myself, I know how I learn. I love having a human being teach me. That's how I learned. I work better that way, right? So that's how I was able to learn how to do it. And so we was having some issues.
But you had to pay someone to do it, though. See,
right? I had to. Yeah, I did it because when you paying something, you get stuff a little quicker when you pay for it.
Okay, it's like Medicaid versus private insurance.
Okay.
Now you know if you get private insurance, you can do whatever you want. If you have Medicaid, they're like, stop the bleed. What are you doing?
Okay.
You know, and it's like the have versus the have not. And that's unfortunate. I remember I took AP, which is like, you know, advanced placement European history when I was in high school. And we had like a professor who every week used to tell us to look at the stocks. We had to print out. And at this time, I didn't know why we were doing this. Okay. I didn't. And you know, when we're around the same age. So, you know, when we're 18 or 17 years old, Apple and Google was just started. Okay, like we grew up in the era. And I'm like, why we keep looking at the range, you know? And I had Windows 95, okay, Windows 3.1, so you can know what kind of computer I had during that time. I did not take it seriously. How I wish I have taken what he gave me seriously. Because he was the only teacher he was white. He went to school at Oxford in England. The only teacher who took the time to explain it to us, but I didn't know where to go, like what brokers to use. And I don't know if people know Washington Mutual Bank before they closed down. I don't know, like in 1920, I asked them, can I open up an IRA account at that time? And the black lady there was like, if you're too young to open up an IRA account, you can wait a little longer. Right now, imagine if I have opening up then, and because she discouraged me, a banker discouraged me, and we don't know about these things. So now, everything that I know now, what we can do, while every mistake we made or things that we did, we could just tell the future generation what not to do. Like that's the only teach back method I mostly do. Like everything I have learned, I just pass on the knowledge to those who are younger, so they don't have to go through it. Because we already been through it already. It's kind of like, look, like I already been through it. So why do you have to if I already did the work for you?
Right.
You know?
Okay. So
I just hope people just listen.
I want to bring this news to y'all. Right now I'm watching CNN and they are agreeing to the resolution. 7 Republicans had announced that they will vote for impeachment. This is the second Trump impeachment vote. Wow, this is something. So this is literally history right now. We ain't mad, we ain't pressed.
It's about time. Okay, like Trump is a quintessential person of being white privilege all around. Okay, he needs to be humble.
And if he broke the law, he incited a riot, and them people were scared. Them folks were scared. I'm laughing. They were scared, especially Nancy Pelosi. Man, listen. When they went on her desk, they took her mail. You know you can't be messing with old folks' mail. You know you can't be messing with old folks' mail. You still ain't mail. You go and put, old folks, they got a certain way. They got a certain style of how they have it. That go for anybody. But that's when you old. You know when you left your pocketbook, your mail. They took her mail. So she upset. She pissed off. That lady, she ain't like that. You all up in there. She the speaker of the house. That means she control the house. You all in her house. That's just like somebody come in your house, take your mail, put their foot on your desk. How would you feel? You gonna be livid. She's pissed.
Listen, okay, especially at a grandma's house, you out there staying in her good seat. That's already
now,
so
Nancy. Let me say this, sister. Nancy Pelosi. I did see you on oh my gosh, what's that show? 60 Minutes. And you said you was on hold with Mike Pence for about 30 minutes. You want to do the 25th Amendment. So she was like, what was you doing? Well, I was up there doing my laundry. And I said, Nancy Pelosi, you know you weren't doing no laundry. You got a whole staff. I ain't with rich folks be trying to be all, yeah. I was just doing my laundry on hold, waiting to speak to Vice President Pence. So Pence had a whole all that tackle. They wanted Pence to do the 25th Amendment. Pence said, "No, they ain't about to drag me. I'm gonna leave here peacefully. I'm already doing a little bit." So she live it. She's she talking. He's deranged. I said, "Yeah, you get up out of here, Trump. You debate you." And I know she told the Republicans, you know, them politicians be cussing. They be saying all type of nasty words on Capitol Hill. I can imagine.
I mean, I'm glad they taking the stance against him. You know, I'm glad Nancy Pelosi is doing what you need to do, because I would have been annoyed too.
She was like, "Yeah, I was doing my laundry and I was just doing a cup, put some stuff in the dishwasher." I said, "Wait a minute, Nancy. I had to rewind it. Did she just say she was doing her laundry, put some in the dishwasher?" Stop trying to. She be trying to be so relatable. Some folks relatable just don't work. "Yes, I was doing my laundry." I said, "Nancy, it look like you haven't worked on done no laundry in a long time. It's okay to be
She
rich."
might have a maid.
Right.
She probably has a black maid too. She probably have a black on his.
You weren't doing no laundry. What Nancy Pelosi probably was doing, she probably was cussing because Mike Pence wasn't picking up that phone. She probably was in there cussing, saying all type of cuss. I believe Nancy Pelosi can cuss. I don't care what nobody say. And I think that lady can cuss you out. I don't think you ain't been cussed out till Nancy Pelosi cuss you out. I really believe. I think she got a cussing spirit. I just in my spirit. I don't know. I never met Nancy in person.
She probably doesn't curse as much as, you know, Maxine Waters, because I know Maxine Waters probably cursed a lot.
I know she really was cussing. But I'm telling y'all, baby, the ancestors told Maxine Waters, "Get up, my child. Leave this place." She got up. I can see this. I can see who was that? Who was he talking about? We was I believe that Maxine Waters got her pocketbook, her peppermints, and she got her church finger up, and she exit left.
More like butterscotch. Not peppermint, the butterscotch.
She had her butterscotch. Man, Maxine Waters, the ancestors. Baby, Frederick Douglass, all them ancestors told her, "Daughter, get up, my child. And leave this place."
It was like, "Sister Maxine Waters, I had a dream about you last night, and I don't know what happened, but I wasn't thinking right."
She got her pocketbook. I'm out of here.
It's serious.
Yes, it was very serious. A serious thing, because you don't tell her what they would have did to Auntie Maxine. No telling them people, because Maxine, they really wanted her because, you know, she ain't play no game when he came to the Republican Party. You know, Maxine Waters, she spoke truth to power. But I'm so glad she got up and got her butterscotch, got in her car, and left.
Left. Oh, you'll be like, "Oh, okay." All you saw is her wig gone. That's all you saw. The back of her wig is gone. And she was like, "I don't got time for this." She lived her old life. She want to continue living her mature life and be okay. And I don't blame her. She's like, "This is why he's so crazy." She said, "This is why he's so crazy." She knew what was up. And if I was a congressman, I would have been like, "Where's Maxine Waters?" Because black people don't ask questions. And if I see one person walking out the door, I'm walking out the door too. Right. No questions asked until afterwards. Like, "Sister Maxine, why did you leave?" "I had a spirit. My friend told me that she dreamt about me, and I had to leave." That's all you need to tell me.
Right.
I'm not going to ask. I follow the leader.
But in this moment, like I said, I just hope. Can everybody see me? Is you watching the screen? I think everybody can see me, right? I think 5 Republicans voted for yes. We're looking at, they got 2 minutes left. I don't know what the time on here, because I have a little delay on here. Can y'all see me? Everybody can see it. You refresh your screen, lady, because you said I have a black screen. I can see it. Everybody can see me. Okay, so we're watching it right now. Democrats. Okay, 5 Republicans voted yay. 132 Republicans voted nay. So I'm about to see where it was at. 9 Republicans had announced they will vote for impeachment.
Whichever Republican vote against this, a vote for the impeachment, they're gonna have a tough time getting elected for the primaries. That's why a lot of Republicans are not for it, because they're trying to run in the near future, and they're not going to get the vote.
And then I think those 6, some of those Republicans, they were scared. A lot of them Republicans was frightened. You know what I mean? And then also too, a lot of them know they're running in a district with a lot of competition. A lot of those Republicans, they're in like what they call purple districts, where it's not that conservative. It can go either way. It's sometimes a Democrat win at the seat, sometimes a Republican, like that district. Because you got to understand, them congressional races, it's just about 600,000 votes. It depends upon that district. You know what I mean? So sometimes that district flips back and forward. And sometimes you may unseat a congressman or a congresswoman, and they might run again. It goes like back and forth in some districts. Some districts are more competitive in other districts, right? Because it's all about whatever district you're living in, whatever district you represent. So a lot of the Republicans, they probably live in districts that has a lot of competition, and they need to vote him out because they know they're not going to win re-election if they keep him in. If they vote to keep him in.
Exactly. They need to stand. They need to make a stand, and honestly, it will show how united. Although, and I use that lightly, we are as a nation. Because I'm telling you, if this was Obama, he would have been out in the office.
Absolutely. Look, that was Obama, child. If that was President Obama, there's no way. See, it was when Farrakhan came he came to Capitol Hill. That was years ago, right? Roland Martin did an interview with a Capitol Hill police officer that served on the force for about almost 40 some years. He retired. But he said when Farrakhan came, he said, sir, the man only had 4 people with him. They had the SWAT team. They had the national, they had SWAT on standby. They had police everywhere. They had it all locked down. They had the SWAT. He said they had the SWAT into the garage. And he said Farrakhan was only there with 4 men. That's it. They said they didn't remove SWAT, couldn't leave until he left Capitol Hill. So you mean to tell me you prepared for Farrakhan with 4 people? That's power.
Okay,
that's power. I don't care. I look at it like that way. That is so powerful. Like how they did that. I'm like, wow, just for him and 4 men. Oh, brothers. And the police officer, they said, had all that for him. They said they could, they did, yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what the man said.
Because they were threatened.
Absolutely.
Because he had that power.
That power.
I mean, and then
no weapon is just that truth, man. Mm-mm. So
I mean, Farrakhan was also like, they say he was involved in the killing of Malcolm X, and look how, I mean, I don't know if that's true or not.
No, it's not. And it's not true. Because like when they bring it up, wasn't charged, never was mentioned. You got to understand, that was the case, he would be locked up. But they use that as a way to divide the Black community. But what the reason why Farrakhan is so effective in his messaging is because he don't get caught up a lot of times in the beef. You know what I'm saying? They know how to be silent. You know what I mean? He know how he's very cautious on how he address Black officials, right? You know, he don't get up there. That's one thing I respect about the NOI. He don't just get up there every day because he get dragged daily. He don't get on his platform every day, dragging. I'm like, no, it is what it is, right? But that don't take away his gift, the ideas of the seeds he had planted. I'm going to tell you, I grew up in Chicago, right? Born and raised. And I remember when they would come to the neighborhood, the brothers of the nation will come to the neighborhood and they would bang on my door. They would show us a DVD. I remember one time I saw a Farrakhan DVD. He said, brothers, so y'all, and they said they're gonna have helicopters, cover all this stuff, stop with the gangs. And people think that he never spoke against gang. He did. It's just the city was not helping him and allowing him to help, do more help. And Farrakhan will come to the neighborhood, and what would happen is when he would come, they would try to create like crime and try to blame Farrakhan. So a lot of times he would stop coming to the neighborhood because something would happen, and they would say it was because of him, and it wasn't. So it was a lot of things, but his people were still very active in the neighborhood. They would sell final call. They would invite me to come to the temple. They used to always invite me to the mosque. They invite me all the time. Very nice, respectable brothers. I remember as a teenager, I have an uncle that joined. I don't know if they still in the nation now, but they joined his kids. I got like pictures of my cousins. They went to the school down there. They had the bow ties and everything. Cause I was like, man, why I got these roots? And my mom was like, listen, one of your uncles joined the nation. I don't know if they still with him now, but yeah, absolutely. And so because they definitely invited me. Shout out to Brother Ben X. I don't know if you know him. He had invited when I first moved to Dallas, Texas. Brother Ben X invited me, and I should have went, but I didn't go. I should have went.
See, I have some family members who are part of the Israelites, and stuff like that. And we have those. I don't know if it's the same as what Farrakhan's part of, but I know like downtown Brooklyn, we have like every time they have like these brothers that have these little robes, like different colors, like purple and stuff.
The purple, yes.
The purple robe is like Dr. Umar.
Yeah,
like
the purple,
brothers
yes.
See, that's how sometimes you go over the top with the whole system.
I remember in Chicago. I don't know if they did it in Chicago. I remember them Israelites. They had their purple. They was marching. They was marching in the streets. It was a lot of them. I said, I never seen many black people marching in purple before. Should I start singing Purple Rain or what? Man, them brothers, they got that purple just in them streets. I heard the sound. I said, I can't believe this. Ain't that in the street? They was in the hood, all that purple. I'm like, should I start singing Purple Rain or something like that? Power, right? So don't tell me it's organizations out there, though you may not always agree, but I always love that power, that unity, cleaning up, being respectful and cleaning yourself up, being sharp, having business. I do believe in doing for self. I do believe that. Some of the messages, though you may not agree with the religion, but I do believe that women, that men should treat women right, that you should treat them as queens. Don't be disrespectful. Men should work. Don't get into debt. It's a lot of messages stuff that I love what they teach and believe in. Right?
I love I love certain aspects as well. I just wish we had more unity in the Black community, because I feel like we will be a force to be reckoned with, because we're a very talented group. Absolutely. I mean, we built the culture. Everything that you see online is because of us. Everything that we invented, we already did, but they put a white face on it. Right. And they try to brainwash us to make it seem like we're insignificant, and we're not. We can do whatever we want, however we feel, and we have continued to strive. Okay, I mean, which group you could think of that? I mean, besides Jewish population and what have you, what they experienced in the Nazi area, but being where we are today and still going through where we are today, and then still, and some of us are still able to be where we want to be. I mean, we have so many challenges. It's like when you were born, you already know you're going to have a lot of challenges. It's like we have extra challenges being a Black individual, right? And then being a Black male, you got to know how to be out there at a certain time with police officers, then depending on the community in Chicago with the gangs. I mean, it's just so traumatic being Black, although I love being Black.
Absolutely. I want to answer this question. Someone asked me a question. They said, Wiley, would you convert to the NOI? I thought about it. For years. You know what I'm saying? I do. I'm not gonna make a promise to convert. No. I said I thought about it because I grew up around it a lot. I'm from Chicago. The headquarters in Chicago. I love. I'm still a big supporter of Farrakhan. I used to watch his speeches every single day and watch it. Man, I used to watch Farrakhan messages every single day. When I'm feeling down, I leave that feeling inspired. But I will say this though, when we open back up, when the country open back up, and we able to go out, I will go and attend a meeting. I will attend a meeting because I owe them that, because they done so much, inspired so much in my life. Because some of those principles I still live by, like knowing for self, investing, being an entrepreneur. Don't be out, I like that. I like some of the stuff like that, and it's great.
But you think sometimes brainwash people though, Wally? Sometimes, okay, I don't know if Dr. Umar is part of that type of group.
No, he's not.
Umar Johnson.
He's not part of that. No,
he's not. Okay. No. So sometimes I feel like when I hear them, I feel like they try to brainwash people a little bit. It kind of seems cultish. Mm-hmm. I do agree what they're saying. Don't get me wrong, to a certain extent. And the reason because I know some of my family members are and I'm like, okay, I hear you guys, but I don't know. There's something I don't know. But I would say, I know you mentioned Fred Hampton in your live today, and I can only imagine if he did not get shot, and the reason why he got murdered was because there was a snitch in his camp, right? Yeah. We all know not all kinfolk are kinfolk, right? And we see that repeatedly in history. I wonder where Chicago would have been when it comes to their gangs, because he was a big person to try to bring them together. Powerful. And what would have happened
is he would have had a lot of power and influence with the Black community. He had that with the Black community. And they said, "Oh, we gotta take him out. He had too much, and he was young. You know, Fred Hammond was a young man.
He was super young. He was like 21. I think.
He was not old. So you gotta understand, Dr. King was young. You know, Malcolm X were young. They were in their 20s and their 30s. They weren't in their 60s and 70s. They were young. So,
but you think I thought they like at least hit their 30s, right? But
they was in their 30s.
Wow,
you know what I'm saying? They was in their 30s, but still they died young. Like they didn't see their 40s, they didn't see their 50s, they didn't see their 60s, right? Because they understood that because they never wanted Black people to have unity. You know what I'm saying? So they were unfortunately taking out a lot of our leaders. But you can't. What's happening now that people are still teaching those teachings, and now people can still go and remember. Now they're embedded in history. You cannot erase what they did in our mindset, though you try. But it's a lot of folks still can spring up that. But yeah, and they're going to do a movie about Fred Hammond. I think they got a movie. Yes,
I can't wait. It's going to be released this year. It's supposed to release this year, and it's going to be next year. It's going to be with the two characters from Get Out.
Yes.
I mean, I don't want to throw at the main character who's going to play him, the dark skinned one, but I'm tired of British Blacks playing American Black historic figures, right? That happened to Harriet Tubman. The main character of Harriet Tubman was an English actor. So they couldn't find an American Black actor or actress to play these parts. Okay, and yes, although I'm not adult, African descendants of slaves because my parents, immigrated here from Jamaica. But I do witness, and I can say that we don't give adults enough credit for what they've done, right? And I'm not even going to go through the difference how some people, Caribbeans and Africans, how they view, some of them view Black Americans.
But I don't have. Let me say that with the people in the UK actors or people from England, playing like American roles. I don't have an issue with it. If you great in that role, you great in that role. What is that show? It's a football player. It comes on WGN, and the guy is from London, but he sounds like he's from it's based in what is that, Crenshaw and out there in LA, but the guy is in the UK. He got that London, and I forgot, he's a football player, and I don't know the name of it. I didn't even know he's from the UK. He's an amazing actor. I like him. I don't have a problem with it. What's the other guy that played in Daddy's Little Girl? The other guy, he played real good being a black man. He's a black man, playing the American Dad. He did real good. That was one of his best roles.
Because it's already hard. It's already hard for a Black American actor and actress to make it in Hollywood, right? Let's look at the roles that they get. It's already difficult. So why outsource it to someone else if you already have the talent here? What I'm not saying not to. What I'm saying is first look at the talent here. Instead of, I'm sure they get, they don't have to pay them as much. Right. But look at the roles that they're getting and how much it improves their status moving forward.
Right, but
right? Like
I hear what you're saying.
Except for these abusive. We got Tyler Perry, and I really don't like no Tyler Perry shows with the wig.
But he gives a lot of black. You know what I'm saying? He gives a lot of black people.
Do a good job.
But you gotta understand, when Chasman was alive, the roles that he played. James Brown. He played Jackie Robinson. And he played a lot of great roles. And he was the same actor that played that. Now, some people can say, why he's playing all the roles? Give it to another actor. It is what it is, how they distribute with it. But it's a lot of competition out now that you can't get it. Yes, that's the name of that show that I was talking about, All American. That's my show. Man, that dude be talking like he grew up in Crenshaw. It's out at LA. He got that swag down lit. But then he got up to, how you doing, my darling? I'm from the UK, and I play in the All American. And I'm like, what? You gonna do me like that? Okay.
See,
you gonna do me like?
I know someone in your chat say, we're all black, no matter if you're from Accra, or you're from, Lagos or Lagos or Jamaica. And I do agree, but it's a culture difference at the same token. And I'm talking from someone who is Caribbean, right? Or I witnessed it through my friends, or even, and I'm very close friends with Nigerians as well. some of them don't view themselves at the same level as Black Americans.
Right, but let me say this, Karma, in the chat. And we just ad-libbing. We pretty much done with the topic. So if y'all came late, y'all got to rewind the video. But somebody said none of the actors in Black Panther were born or raised in Africa, despite playing roles of Africans. It goes both ways. Then they put it out. They put it out there that Denzel was playing an actor. He was playing a role of an African doctor or African, and they had him playing in there. I think, and it was another guy that was playing Nelson Mandela, and he wasn't even African. He was American playing. You know, he was an African American, but he wasn't an African actor, like born and raised in Africa.
But I think a lot of them who were in Black Panther, correct me if I'm wrong, although they weren't born in Africa, I think they had African descent. Like I think the Daniel is African, right? Because a lot of them do immigrate to
let me say,
England.
Okay,
right?
let me pause right there. The House reached. Let me get this breaking news. The House reaches enough votes to impeach President Trump.
Amen.
I know. Let me say this. I know President Trump is in the White House cussing, living, probably didn't shower. He probably didn't bathe, probably didn't shave, probably being disrespectful to the butlers, everything. He just probably livid, not listen to his advisors, not listen to nothing. He's livid. He's on the phone trying to call Mitch McConnell, and they ain't answering him. He can't tweet. He can't go on YouTube. He can't go on Facebook. He can't go on.
I'm kind of mad though, because I would love to see Trump his Twitter responses.
I do.
I would love to see what exactly he's saying right now. How dare you do this to me, guys? Trump support. Like, can you imagine how erratic his behavior is right now? And he's mad that he can't go on nothing. He can't even, put out a Pinterest recipe of disaster of how he feels right now.
Right. Let me pause you right there, and I'm gonna give you a commentary on it. He's impeached in the House. He's not removed. He's not convicted. It gotta go to the Senate. Many people get it twisted. Oh my God, he impeached. Bye, Trump. Before you sing hey, goodbye. Before you sing that record, it's gonna go to the Senate. And the Senate is going to be a trial. Then you will have to get House managers from the House. They'll be able to have to defend Trump. I don't know how Trump. I think he had to get his own private attorneys. I will assume, because 1 hour after the inauguration, they're going to have the trial to convict President Trump. If the Senate convicts him, President Trump will lose the money. He will lose the pension. He cannot run again. Only how he got to do it, Senate. But this will be a new Senate. It's not the same Senate. Let me update you. The Senate is now 50-50. It is 50 Democrats and it's 50 Republicans. If it is a tie, if it's 50-50, the vice president, who is the president of the Senate, which will be Kamala Harris, she will have the tie-breaking vote. So it would be her vote that will break the tie if it is a tie. Let me repeat it again. The vice president is the president of the Senate. If they take this if it goes to the trial, which I think it was going to go to the trial, if it's a split, 50 Republicans say, I want Trump not to be convicted. 50 Democrats say he got to go. It's a tie. It got to go to the vice president. And Kamala Harris will have to break the tie. All right?
But would that happen now? Because I feel like Kamala is not inaugurated, and
but you got to understand, the trial happens again. 1 hour after their inauguration, they can start the trial. 1 hour after Biden is sworn in office, they can start the trial, and it will be in the hands of the new administration, the new Senate, and it will be in the hands of, if it's a tie, in the hands of Kamala Harris.
Okay, I just hope they celebrate this. Hopefully, we can celebrate him being impeached by thus upping the 2,000 stimulus to $2,500 stimulus.
Right,
Hey,
but again, let me say this, for people won't be shocked. When they have this trial, that's going to take top priority. They're gonna do the trial first. So everybody's waiting on that $2,000 stimulus. Y'all need to be telling y'all senators, hey, hurry up, make your vote today. Y'all don't need to be having no long-winded trial. Y'all already know if the man guilty or not, how you feel. You ain't got to be here talking for hours and hours. Hurry up. It should take them one day. That trial needs to be one day. It is what it is. They invaded y'all. Y'all seen it. Y'all were there. You don't need all these expert witnesses. You know how you feel. Let's not waste no time. Then how it is, the Democrats, gotta add this. They will lead. They will have more power in this trial. It will no longer, the Republicans won't have the power because who's that? Chuck Schumer will be, if they voted, will be the Senate majority leader, right? So they will have a little bit more power so they can make the rules up with this trial. So if the Democrats are simple, just do it for one, just do it for 1 day. Just have a 1 day trial. Just have 1 day trial.
Okay, well, hopefully that can happen.
Right.
Hopefully that can happen. But I know someone in your chat that they want to call on.
They could just call
me.
I
don't want to.
No, when people say that, I don't. Listen,
so
the number.
I'm sorry to the chat people who were trying to call in.
The number is The number is 646-716-8447. If you want to call in, call.
It was great talking to you, Wiley. Right? And you know, I love your politics segment. This is something that I do love, and I love talking to you about this. So I'll keep up with the story and have a great day.
Yeah, thank you so much. But you ain't have to go.
You're welcome.
We had no other callers if you wanted to finish up your statement. But we thank you for calling in.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye. You have a good one. Okay.
You too.
All right. Bye-bye. All right. So, so that's what's going to happen. Let me repeat it again. The House, they're going to, impeach Trump. So it goes to the Senate. So the Senate got to do the trial. And when they do the trial, then if they vote, if they will get up for a vote, if it's a 50-50, Kamala Harris will, because she's the president of the Senate, she will have the tie-breaking vote. Okay? Yes. Anyway, so that's what happened. So that's what happened. But do I believe this will be a 50-50 vote? No. I believe Mitt Romney going to vote him out. I believe Mitch McConnell going to vote him out. A lot of Republicans in the Senate, though it may be like 2 or 3 of them or 4 of them, they're just going to be added votes. So I don't think it's going to be a tie because I think Mitch McConnell going to vote him out. I think because Trump going to be out of office. He ain't going to have no power. And they got to think about the future. They got to think about the future of the Republican Party. They got to think about the midterm election. You got to think about the general. Most Americans now, they want Trump removed. They don't want Trump because what they don't want is Trump going around, traveling in the country, yelling, screaming, saying all this stuff on taxpayer dollars. I don't think it is right that taxpayers will have to fund you preaching lies and just hatred. And you keep telling folks that the vote was, they stole the election from you. You saying all this stuff, and your people went to the Capitol. I don't think that's right. So I am glad that they put it to impeachment. Congratulations, Nancy Pelosi. That's what I'm talking about. You kept your word. You ain't playing no game because they took your mail. I think the none call for her. And I think it's real simple for Nancy Pelosi. I know she's gonna be talking about, look what happened. I think when they took her mail and went in her office. When they went in her office and put their boot shoe, and that man did that in her office, that was it for Nancy Pelosi. She said, that's it. He got to go. And they're thinking strategically. They're like, why y'all just leave him alone? So some of the Republicans, this is so funny. They was like, why y'all trying to do this? Let it go. He's going to be gone. We're going to have a new administration. Let's focus on unity. Nah. You can sit down. He don't need to have it, but that's it. He abused his power. He should have been convicted the first time. But since y'all failed the first time, we got to come back. Okay? Yes, I saw he stole that letter. He stole the letter, that's what, and he held it up in his hand. It was in her office. Stole her mail. Stole that lady. He stole it. And they took a laptop because y'all got to see the 60 Minutes. See, I'll be watching the politics stuff. So she did an interview on 60 Minutes, and she said, yeah, they stole a computer, and this is when they broke the door. They zoomed into the door. Oh, Nancy Pelosi was livid. And the host on 60 Minutes, she said, This is so messy. Politics is very bad. It's comedy to me. So who's running the? So the host asked Nancy Pelosi. So who's running the government? Why are you asking that messy question like that? I know why she asked it. She asked that question. Now, this the same lady. This is messy, y'all. This the same. I want to know her name because somebody tell me that host name on 60 Minutes that interviewed Nancy Pelosi. This was the same lady that when Trump was getting interviewed, he told her, "Why you asking me all these tough questions, but you asked Biden all the soft questions? You asked Biden because when Biden went out for ice cream, and you all asked him, Biden, what kind of ice cream you got? You don't ask me those type of questions. You ask me all these type of questions." So the lady was asking the questions and he was through. So Trump got up and she left. He left. She was like, "Is that it?" Yes. And so he brought out his press secretary. She brought this big old thick binder of his healthcare plan. So they said, "Wait a minute. This ain't no healthcare plan. This is nothing but executive order. This ain't no healthcare plan." Okay, can somebody call in and tell me how to pronounce that lady name? Because I don't want to mess her name up. Call in and let me know. Send me a voice note how to pronounce her name. But I'll be watching 60 Minutes, baby. I didn't know how entertaining it was. It was funny. And poor Mike Pence had to come behind that. And Mike Pence, it was like, why did the host, she was like, why did he leave? Oh, President Trump left because, he's the president of the United States, and he's the guy, he don't like to people, and Mike Pence was just and so the lady went to then she said to Trump, she said, "Do you remember when you told me the reason why you call us fake media because you want to discredit us? So when we say something, they won't believe it because that's why you call us fake media." That interview, y'all got to go Google the interview that Donald Trump did with 60 Minutes. Go on Google that. It's good. It's funny. Baby, that 60 Minutes, I watched that. I was entertained. Baby, they bought a big, thick, but I couldn't believe it. It's so funny. Half that was like blank page. Baby, politics is funny, man. It's real, but sometimes I see the comedy in that. One of the empty pages that Trump had. They said, yeah, it was empty pages. Yes, I watched. So y'all was watching the interview too. I was in there watching it. Trump will take this impeachment as a win. No, but again, if he's convicted, you just be talking. It is what it is. That'll be the Republican problem. It is what it is. Wasn't one of them. Anybody want to call in and give their thoughts before we go? It was like 231. 10 Democrats voted yes. 10 Democrats voted yes. 10 Republicans voted yes. 221 Democrats voted yes. 10 Republicans voted yes. And that was 231 to 197. Yeah. All Democrats voted yay. And 10 Republicans voted yay. Yeah, he got to go. I'm going to watch that after this live. Yeah, go watch after this live. It's funny. You got to watch Donald Trump live, and then watch Madam Vice President elect Kamala Harris one, because with Kamala Harris, when she do her interview, when they ask her a question, she be getting a laugh. She get this laugh. It's like Kamala, she be trying to pander. I let her pander, but Lord, when they did Kamala Harris, what was that? They did right because she did a magazine cover. What was that? Was that Vogue magazine? But one of the magazine covers they had of Kamala Harris. Did y'all see that Kamala Harris Vogue magazine? Looked like they had somebody bed sheet on it. The first cover that came out, it was hideous. I said, why they did Kamala Harris like that? It was an awkward smile, you know. But then the second one came out because, you know, Black Twitter, they dragged it. Then the second one that came out is much better than the first one. The second one that came out is much better than the first one. Yeah, it was a hot mess. But that's what I'm saying. That's why y'all gotta have Black photographers. Everybody don't know how to take Black folks' pictures. I'm chocolate. That's why it's important to have Black photographers. Had her sneakers and stuff like that. Yes. It wasn't the best. It could have been better. They should have had a Black photographer, honestly. They should have had the same photographer, and they probably should have had like some stylists, some Black stylists, to style her. She didn't style. I'm Democratic, but I just like personality and fake laugh. Am I wrong? Yeah, that fake laugh, it triggers me when she do that fake laugh. It does. She gets serious though. She got her flaws, but I still rock with her though. That photographer is world-renowned photographer. Okay, if it's world-renowned, D, obviously that world-renowned dropped the ball. What probably is the photographer and the stylist, because the look with the sneakers, I wasn't feeling the sneakers. The world looked like she was going to a baseball game. Put on you some pumps or some high heels or something. I was back. Okay, it ain't the photographers. It's that stylist. Who styled her? Okay, it was a Black photographer. Okay, who styled her? Who styled her? Who styled her on that cover? Give me a second. Who has styled her? That's the piece I'm looking at. Whoever styled it dropped the ball because the look was hideous. Moot point, you were not wrong. Harris' sister was. Throw it all away. The stylist was Black. Good God, they should have had that stylist, the Taraji P. Henson stylist. What's that guy name? They should have had that person to style. Baby, that wasn't good. I don't know what they were doing. Who was the editor? Vogue keep having the same problem with Black people. They made it look honey. Thank you, just supporting. Thank you for supporting us. Okay. Trump is giving the people the power back. Just watch. Thank you for the support. Thank you. All right. Republican lawmakers voted for impeachment. It was 8. Yeah. No, it was 10 of them. Here we go. All right, y'all. I'm about to go. It wasn't. All right, here we go. 7572, call you on air.
Hi, Wiley.
Hey.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you turn me down in the background? I hear myself in the back.
I'm sorry about that. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Go ahead. Yes. How you doing?
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm just sneaking on the phone, so you gotta excuse me.
Oh, okay.
I just want to get this out the way. Nobody's not to blame. We just people just sitting and watching the chaos that's going on. And let me just say this. In 2019, they was trying to impeach Donald Trump. What Donald Trump should have had done was laid low and did what was right for the American people. Now, if somebody's going to try to impeach you, even though we knew that you was not supposed to have been there from the beginning, do you understand? It's 2021. And this chaos going on down there at Capitol Hill, he just put the Democrats in jeopardy. He picked the Republicans. They was hiding behind chairs and tables and everything. Do you understand what I'm saying? Donald Trump brought this on himself. So if anybody gonna blame anybody, blame Donald Trump.
Yeah, that's who I blame. It was Trump. Literally, he's the blame. You can't blame. He did it. He didn't listen to the Republican. He didn't listen to his own party. He didn't listen to his advisors. He didn't listen to his chief of staff. He listened to none of these people. He didn't listen.
No,
he did
not
the Trump way, and his way actually failed. It failed bad.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And not even that, he put the vice president in jeopardy. Because when all that was going on, the vice president didn't even get hands up in time to get escorted out. He was in Capitol Hill. Do you understand?
Living.
So Donald Trump is very, very dangerous.
Yeah.
Very dangerous. And you know, and the sad part about it, I hate to hear people applauding him. It's nothing to applaud. Because them crazy people, they could have had tear gases, grenades, anything, and it could have been. I mean, it's just dangerous.
Let's be clear. Like the House, and I want to say this: the House did their job twice. I give it to the House, the Congress. They impeached him twice. It goes to the Senate, and this is why, ladies and gentlemen, it's so important to understand how government works. People forget about the Senate. They forget about the House. Because I had to educate somebody today. I said, no. I said, once he get impeached from the House, it goes to the Senate. The Senate have a trial.
Absolutely.
Right? So you have to educate. I don't get mad and be like, oh, you don't know that? Because everybody don't know. Go ahead, sister. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Absolutely. And let me just say this. Who's in charge of this? I think is it, we call him Moscow Mitch. Mitch McConnell house just got spray painted also with Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah.
And I think that was an eye-opening for Mitch McConnell. Do you understand? Because now Mitch McConnell is finally coming from under a rock, and now all of them is saying, wait a minute, what is going on? But in 2019, y'all didn't want to impeach him. The Democrats was telling y'all, hey, we see something, but y'all don't see it. Now, which has happened down in Capitol Hill.
They didn't want to
now everybody, now everybody eyes open.
But you know, I think when Mitch McConnell, let me tell you this: the reason why Mitch McConnell they didn't want to convict him is because they knew Trump was really well with getting those conservative judges, and they thought they could control Trump. They thought Trump was going to win re-election and all of that, but they didn't know it was going to turn up. And if they could turn back the hands of time, they would have voted to convict him then and let Mike Pence take over. But they thought he was going to win.
Right. Absolutely. And let's not forget how the way he was talking on the phone to the governor. Is it a senator or a governor down there in Georgia?
The Secretary of State and the governor. Yeah.
And he's telling them to count the vote. Basically, what he was saying was, I want you to flip it and cheat.
Yeah.
Because we need them 2 seats.
Yeah.
Because if we don't get them 2 seats, excuse my language, we out of luck.
But with him, it wasn't even about the 2 seats. He was talking about his rate. Y'all need to find him 11,580 votes.
Wiley. Actually, Wiley, baby. Actually, it was. And I'm going to tell you why. When Donald Trump was in office for 4 years, Donald Trump filled up the federal seats with nothing but women that believe in his policy. He filled up the seats with 174.
Absolutely.
White women that believe in his policy.
And
now hold your nose, because here come the cold water. He didn't pick not one black man or not one black woman.
I think he only picked like
all white.
All white, and I think like men and stuff like that. And guess the kicker. When he sued and brought it to the courts, a lot of those Trump judges that he nominated and they got confirmed, they voted against them. They did not. They threw them cases out. So people forget that they literally threw them cases out because like even with with Mitch McConnell, he really thought that Trump was going to win again. But what Trump did when he called Georgia. Man, fine them 11,000. You beefing with people in Georgia. They getting threatened and all that stuff. And it was a mess.
Right.
It was a mess.
And Mitch McConnell was doing nothing but trying to save you. But you give Mitch McConnell your ASS to kill.
Who's that again?
You don't do that.
What name you said? You said Mitch?
Mitch McConnell. Yeah, we call him Moscow Mitch. Mitch. You know, we call him Moscow Mitch, okay? He's crazy. He's another Demi Loop Loop, okay? He's not all together. Okay. Another Demi Loop Loop, okay? That was the young lady that she was talking to last night, talk about some she looked good. That's Demi Loop Loop. She looked crazy to the bed bug. But I'm gonna let you go ahead and go. And thank you so much, Wiley. And you have a blessed one. Thank you for answering the call.
Oh,
But
thank
that
you.
one last night that was on your phone, the one that was on that phone last night with you with the pink wig, that's Demi Loop Loop. She's crazy. She is talking about something she looked good. Talk about something she looked good. I said, oh, I can't wait for Wiley to see how crazy this woman looks. She is crazy than a bed bug. You have a blessed one, Wiley, and Happy New Year.
Well, thank you. Happy New Year, sister.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye to you. Yes. Okay. Miss McConna. Okay, I can't talk about her. I'll be messing up people's day all day. Sure, I the wrong one. You ain't about to catch me down that rabbit hole. If I would have made fun of her, making fun of that name, y'all would have dragged it. He had audacity trying to make fun of her. He can't even hardly pronounce his word. He be up there trying to read, can't hardly read. He should be the last one trying to talk about somebody can't pronounce a word. I remember child Wiley tried to read Jason Lee book. Did you see that? Yeah, because over there, Jason Lee wrote he was stuttering over the word. How he talk about he love to read but can't hardly pronounce. Said that I don't believe he be read that well. So I ain't about to make fun of that. Y'all ain't about to catch me down. Y'all ain't about to catch me down. All let us know. I ain't pronounce that lady name unless somebody say the name first and I'll repeat it. I'm not messing with that lady name for 2020. That's one of my favorite. I like that lady. Okay. Anonymous, you live on the air.
Hi, Wiley.
Hi.
You are too funny. Now you have me confused. Her name is either Leslie Stalls with like a Z at the end, but it sounds like an S, or Leslie Stahl.
Leslie.
Okay.
So that's her first name, Miss Leslie. Okay, I can say Leslie.
Leslie.
Leslie. Yeah, Leslie was
Right.
very messy. Leslie did play. She said, "Who's running the government?" I'm like, what do I answer this? I listen to that because she asked the question. And Nancy Pelosi was pissed. Like they did a tour showing that door. I'm like, why are you trying to show that crack door? See, this the door. They took a computer. They took mail.
Look, Nancy Pelosi. I'm sorry, Leslie Stahl. She is a stiff, shady cardboard cutout feature, isn't she? That lady has me laughing every time she does some type of interview. But let me just say this real quick. I'm originally from the Bronx, but I moved from the Bronx when I was kind of young, right? But everyone in New York, like the Voice in New York can probably account for this as well. People in New York knew Donald Trump for being a racist guy.
Yes,
he was like a socialite and that type of thing. But for the most part, and this is nothing against people that live South, because I live in the South now, and I'm married to someone from the South. But people from up North normally considered, back in the day, not now, not these millennials, but back in the day, they considered people from the South to be not as bright or not as smart, even though we know that not to be true. So when Donald Trump, who's older than all of us, when he actually was elected, most people knew he is not going to get along with all of these governors and senators that are Southern. So when they all did a 180 and kowtowed down to Donald Trump, I was so shocked to see the Republican Party embrace him the way that they did. Like totally, completely shocked. So, Donald Trump, I think, could have run again in another 4 years because he tapped into that whole racist base. But at this point, with him being impeached and what he allowed to happen on Capitol Hill, I just think he cannot right that wrong. However, I believe, and this is just my word, I think that the first female president will be Ivanka Trump in 4 years. Because why? She's his son. She's his daughter. She has the same exact, build up and background, and she has all the MAGA supporters. So that's what we need to be careful of. Yeah, he's impeached. He can't run again.
No, he can't. Again, he's impeached, but it got to go to the trial, and once in the Senate, and let's see what the Senate gonna do. Because the Senate gotta go to another step. The next step will be the Senate.
No, I understand.
Yeah, but I think if Ivanka Trump, that's a great point. I think she can run for political office. Anybody can run for political office. But my thing is this: she ain't got the swag that Donald Trump had. I don't think Ivanka gonna make it. She baby. They would love Ivanka Trump trying to run against Kamala Harris. Ivanka Trump ain't gonna stand.
No. But what they want is someone who's outspoken, who is doing everything but saying the N-word.
I just think the Trump brand is just gone. Trump was like his kids, they don't have that personality, that give. You know, Trump, he had a certain type of gift, and his daughter ain't got it. I don't see it for his daughter. I don't see it because she wasn't doing too much talking. Baby, I definitely don't want to see his wife. I just want to say I'm here. I want Ivanka Trump to be the next president of the United States. She, my beautiful people, Ivanka and her policies for this great country. Though she will not be on Twitter. No. My next is Ivanka. No. That's gonna be a disaster.
Right.
Oh my God.
Bobby, listen. Not Melania, his daughter Ivanka.
Ivanka! I'm just saying, yeah. If Melania, if the first lady, the former first lady, if she comes to the thing, I want you all to vote for my stepdaughter Ivanka. She will be grateful to the country. Sure, she will not be on Twitter, and though she loved this country. Let it happen. Yes, go ahead, Ivanka. Go ahead and run. I want to see this. This gonna be funny.
We'll see. All right, I'm gonna
go ahead.
Get back in the chat.
Baby, she gonna get dragged. A lot of them black women, they say, "Oh yeah, this is our time." I don't think she gonna be able to compete.
73 million.
I don't think she. I understand that Donald Trump got it. I don't think that's gonna trigger down to that daughter. Because she got to go to debates. I can just imagine. I would love to see it, but baby, them black women, they gonna be fired up, ready to go for 2020.
We don't want to see it. No, we don't want to see it.
I don't want to see it, but if it do happen, I'm surely gonna be laughing. Baby, she ain't gonna laugh at them debates. She ain't gonna laugh. She ain't gonna laugh at the debate. You got to be strong, and I don't think she's strong. I believe she gonna be crying if stuff don't go right. It ain't gonna work right, man. Come, man.
All right,
if Republicans do that, baby, they ain't got no chance.
But you know it's not going to be Tim, and there's not going to be anyone who's voting right now in favor of him. So we'll see. Maybe some new starlet will come out of the woodwork. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
And one last thing, a lot of people don't understand that Trump's dad is German and his mom is from Scotland. So everyone thinks that he's just like this regular Anglo-American. No, he was brought up that way. You read the book. I read it too, that his niece wrote about him. So he was reared that way. Right. So Donald Trump has been a prejudice dude for a long time. Rappers, yeah, they used to aspire to be like him, but no one really knew unless, like my uncle, he was over one of the unions for the contractors, people who do construction. And my uncle was rough. We're from the Bronx. And they literally had to take bats and pipes out to Trump's sites because Trump did not want to hire Black construction workers. And it was in the law that you had to have a certain amount of Black people out there working on your construction sites. They literally had to fight in order to get put onto the books in order to do construction with Trump. So Trump has been at this for years.
Yeah.
A straight racist.
And it's affecting him now. And we should see how that goes because, like I said, he's losing a lot of contracts, a lot of banks pulling their support. We're going to see how this is going to go. This is a great moment for Black America. because this is going to see our different new leadership. We're going to see how it goes. I'm inspired to see about about Biden presidency. What do you think he should do in the first 100 days? What do you think Biden should do?
First of all, I need him to take a vitamin, because his butt is walking a little too slow. I know he hurt his little foot, but come on, let's pep it up. And then number two, I think that he needs to definitely work on the stimulus package.
Yes.
And thirdly, he needs to definitely let's get on student loans.
Yes.
I think student loans is so important, because
that would be a great win for his base, not only just for Democrats. A lot of Republicans would cancel student loan debt. It's a lot of Republicans that battle with student loan debt, right? So I think that would be great. And the $2,000, it was a bill that was proposed. They said give $2,000 every month until the coronavirus is over. I said, yes, I agree with that proposal.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because that would help.
I heard a black senator speaking about that the other day.
That would help out a lot of people. Give $2,000 a month until this pandemic is over, and that will help a lot of people. And cancel student loan debt. And if you can't make it with that, I don't know, you just ain't gonna make it. If they cancel student loan debt, give you a $2,000 check every month. If you still struggling, something wrong with you, and $2,000 per child, that's good. I think that's a great proposal. We just got to make sure that those senators and that Congress get it passed, because you know how that goes, how Capitol Hill goes and stuff like that.
And you're right. It affects everyone. Think Obama and Michelle Obama did not pay off their student loans until he became president. So can you imagine?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's major.
Because when I saw that, I was like, that is very major. And when I'm reading President Obama's book that he just released, I'm reading it now, and they were in a lot of debt. I remember they had to refinance their home, or what did they have to do to their home? Something, but they needed money.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they
took some equity out.
Yes,
right.
Yes. So because it was, they both went to I think Harvard. I think did Michelle Obama go to Yale? They had a lot of bills, a lot of student loan debt, and that was a lot. And they were lawyers. So, and they ain't paying off to that because, so just imagine the average person that don't get book deals is not going to become president. They got student loan debt. I remember I was in an emergency room about 3 or 4 years ago, and I talked to this doctor, and she told me, she said, I am in student loan debt. I am in debt. Though I'm an ER doctor, I'm in debt. We were talking about politics, and I said, it is a shame that you as a doctor have to struggle to pay back your student loans. Medical school should be free for every medical and I said this before the pandemic years ago, and I said it makes sense. Why should you have to pay, and you're a doctor, and you have to worry about your patients, and also stress about paying off your student loan debt? That shouldn't be. Even now in the pandemic, now they bringing it up, talking about medical school should be. That should have been happening. It's common sense. Why are you letting people go to school paying $300,000-$400,000 on all that and all? Then you got to do surgery. Then you thinking about, do you got enough to clear your account to pay student? Because every doctor is not rich. People assume that all doctors are rich. No, it's some doctors out here living from check to check. They got because a lot of student loan debt. You know what I'm saying? So.
Definitely.
Yeah, I remember that. And she told me, she said, I'm in a lot of student loan debt.
Let me tell you, for myself, both my husband and myself, we both went to 4-year colleges. I happened to go to a private college. Don't ask me why, but I ended up going to a Christian college, which was private, which was dumb. I owe $68,000 for a 4-year degree, right, in legal studies. I didn't even finish and go to law school. I stopped and started having my kids and stuff.
Oh, wow.
But in the beginning, when it was with Sally Mae, and I can remember clearly. I don't know if anyone else in the chat can remember this as well. Sally Mae was the lender. Now all of a sudden, somehow or another, Sally Mae turned into Navient, and Navient is like some second class. They charge like 28% interest. It charges like a credit card if you have bad credit. And I'm like, how did this happen? So you will never be done. And we talk about Black people, leaving generational wealth. Most females, at least, especially for Black people, but females, we're like some of the most educated people around, Black females. And how can we ever leave generational wealth to our family when your student loan does not die when you die?
No,
you still have to pay off that debt.
It passes on.
You still
right.
have to pay it off.
Yeah.
It passes on.
Yeah.
So
that's
if that was
why
the case back in the day.
You're right. I'm hearing you,
I'm
and
sorry.
that's why I think Biden, that should be a good top priority for him. A lot of stuff he can do it by executive orders, but I think it needs to be laws, because it's, executive orders, it could be challenged. It need to be like legislation, like need to be passed, and he needs to sign it into law to just wipe student loan debt out. It will help millions of Americans. And then once you wipe out student loan debt, then you got to propose a new law. Well, in that law, if they wipe out student loan debt, they need to have in that law, because you can add different stuff to the bill, that it's erased off your credits. Your credit, it can erase all that will be erased off your credit score. That it will show it as a positive because they erased it. So just because they delete student loan debt, if it's still showing negative on your credit, then that hurts your credit score for you to get a great credit score, to get better housing, to get a good car, to get an apartment. So they got to change how they do the credit system, right? And I don't even think they should put the student loan debt on your credit history. I don't even think that should even go on your credit, because that's ridiculous.
It shouldn't. It really shouldn't. It really shouldn't. And this is the last thing I'm going to make. Okay. Biden, during one of his debates, he made mention, when someone else mentioned it, he was like, "Look, I think that we should have reparations for Black people." And I'm like, okay, we need to paste and cut that and remind him that he said that. And that needs to be the beginning for Black people, because you know why? American Indians do not have to pay to go to school. So why should Black people have to pay to go to school? So let that be the beginning of reparations for Black people.
That would be
erase our student loan debt.
Absolutely.
And go from there.
Absolutely. That would be great.
You know?
I agree with you on that. You're right. Thank you, sister.
That is no problem. Talk to you later.
That is so awesome. Thank you for that. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support, for calling in. All right. I think she said she's a lawyer. So shout out to the professional folks that's watching the Wiley Show. I work for Sally Mae. It's a racket, but good checks for workers. Yes, if I skip a couple of student loan payments, it would affect my credit. It will. That's why I bought my house. That student loan payments are suspended. You better come through. Because I saw it was showing good. I'm like, what's going on? Oh, they got that temporary suspended thing, so it helped me out. Let me see. But the true, I'm reading the comments in here. Okay, again, President Trump impeached for a second time. 232 representatives voted yay, 197 voted nay. So that is good. 4 did not actually vote. So President Trump is impeached. President Trump have not released a statement at all. Okay. So President Trump, you haven't released a statement, and can't nobody say, well, he did it. President Trump can easily do a press conference. He still got the press corps. He still got, he could leave out right now, release a statement, do a press. He still got a press secretary. He's still a president. Okay. All right. Give me a second. Hello. Okay. Give me a second. Somebody said, give me a second. All right. We about to get ready and close. All right. We don't have any more callers. So he will not be impeached, but Nancy and Hillary should be. Oh yeah, he's already impeached. So that comment don't make sense, because he just impeached. We just announced it. But also should be he's voiceless. Yeah. He's great evening. Well, hey, great evening, everybody. He's already been impeached. Okay, now he's gonna go to the Senate. All right. Did I get it right? And if I say something that ain't right, I listen. You can call into the Wiley Show. You can say, Brother Wiley, this is what I want to say. If you're an expert, don't just come out here giving me a conspiracy. You gotta have facts here. Okay. Barris, it gotta go to the Senate. and they will have the trial. He's been convicted. He's been impeached, I'm sorry, in the House, and it will go to the Senate for the trial. All right. All right. Give me wait. He's been impeached. Yes, he's been impeached. Okay. Let me see if I can bring it up. Give me a second if I can show you. Trust and believe. It is well with my soul. It is well with my soul. Okay, give me a second. All right. So you'll see it right here. It's in the news. I'll show it to y'all. Let me screen share. I'm gonna go to the phone lines. 5774, call you on the air.
Hey, Wiley, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hey, I just wanted to let you know that I've literally been watching your show all day, and I want to say thank you.
Well, thank you.
You started my morning off. You're welcome. I commented under your post too, and I just want to say thank you because I did laugh at your Manic episode though. I did. I'm sorry. I did laugh.
I laughed
but
too.
I do think
I don't take no offense to it. I laughed.
I'm glad
at it
you're
too.
better.
Yes.
And I do believe that you're gonna make it so far. And I did like your transparency about like y'all. I looked at my account.
Okay.
And it be like that sometimes.
It do.
A lot of people just be like, I ain't broke. But I can see us coming up together. So I'm glad I caught you while you got 17K. So I can see you get to those 100,000 subscribers, and I can just see you go. But you are very entertaining and you are hilarious.
Yes.
You are funny. It's crap. But I didn't want to talk about what was going on. I just wanted to say thank you.
You know what? I want to say thank you too because I was encouraged. I was very transparent because I was speaking for people that is broke, that understand that your account can be low. My account was low. I didn't say I was homeless. I said it was low, and I will bring it up. I don't apologize. It was comedic way, and I had to release that. I was like, "What way can I release this feeling?" I said, "Let me go live on my channel and just give me the comedy and make people laugh." I felt bad, and I did. I feel a little bit better now because people came through. Don't worry, Wiley. Here you go, Wiley. But I did. I felt bad, and I brought up on our platform, and I dare any content creator to try to criticize me for what I did, and I'm gonna come back and criticize what y'all do. You see why these people, why they ask like, because this is what they do on there. If you want, you call in, super chat your way to the top, super chat. If you want your music played, pay me $50. You hear that? They do that so their account won't be low. Don't you come to me with all that type of stuff and all that. We can have a debate. Let's go. Come on. We can have a debate. Let's go. Because if you come at me,
really, when you put out,
yeah, go ahead, sister.
No, you good. When you put it out there, there's really nobody can say about it. Like I put it out there, and yes. I'm human. It happens. I'm making my way up.
Yes.
But you just tripped me, especially when you was talking about. I'm going back into the nurse.
I'm going back. I got my black. I don't know if I'm wear the Black Lives Matter because people get triggered. So I had to give me where's my. I got me a giraffe mask because I don't wear my Black Lives Matter mask everywhere because people get triggered. Because when I want to go to the grocery store, it triggers for. I was at the grocery store, man, on my own bed, had on my Black Lives Matter mask. All lives matter. Old lady came up. All lives matter. I said, lady, if you don't move my mouth, I said, ma'am, I'm trying to get some food. I'm not here to protest. I want to give me some crab legs or something. I want to eat, put some in my air fryer. Ma'am, can you please go? Can y'all please get it there? They had to help her because she was triggered. I had the Black Lives Matter, and I'm already black, and I'm tall. I'm wearing it strong, glue. I was like, what the world going on? It triggers some folks. So a lot of times I don't wear it because I don't feel like having unnecessary arguments in a dress. I wear it every once in a while.
But yes, I just wanted to call in and let you know that, that was the transparency for me. And I'm watching
and I predict about maybe next year that you'll be like, you won't even have to worry about looking at your account.
Okay.
You just be swiping your card.
So I remember one time when I really feeling empowered, I put on I got a shirt and it say "Not Today Satan." So I be really feeling this. I have on my Black Lives Matter bands and I have on my shirt "Not Today Satan." They were like, "Yeah, they were like, I come strong. I dare somebody to dress me, baby. It's gonna be a battle. I walk strong." I was taking care of business, and they was looking at me. They say, "Yeah, how you doing? How you doing?" I would go, "Ooh, ooh." But I don't do it everywhere because I don't like it because some people be triggered.
Yeah. Well, I just want to let you know I watch it and I love you and just keep going. Even the days when you don't feel like it, come on and talk to us.
Okay.
We be needing it too.
Okay. Listen.
All right. Take care.
All right. I love you. Take care, man. So it was a video. Lord, I'm about to buy my sister. Thank you. It was a video. So this comedian, can somebody please send me this video once I explain it? I'm gonna paraphrase it. So he was out there. He was like, "Yeah, we out here at an event. Black Lives Matter." They looked, and the white folks was like, "All lives, Black Lives Matter, all lives." They was all confused. It was so freaking funny. Can somebody please send me that video? Can somebody please send me that video so I can see that video? That young man got on. He said, "Black Lives Matter." They were like, "All lives matter, Black Lives." It was so freaking funny. I laughed. I was like, why did I not think of that? Oh, God, that was so funny. That was so funny. Yes. Excuse me. See, this is the thing when people do this. We love our brother. We love anybody, but this is the Wiley Show, okay? If you don't agree with my political views, you can always call in because I'm not a political expert, okay? I'm just learning about politics. I don't know everything about the political system. But what I do know, according to all media outlets, that Trump was impeached for the second time. That is a fact. Trump is not removed from office. Why do you say that, Wiley? Because it have to go to the Senate, and the Senate will do a vote to have the trial, and they will come to a vote whether to convict him or not. I didn't say Trump was removed from office. I said he was impeached, meaning that the House, Congress, that place with them folks voted to impeach Trump for the second time. The reason why they did it the second time, because when it went the first time, the Senate voted all of the Republicans except one voted to keep Trump in office. That is why Trump stayed in office. But now, since he's been impeached for the second time, it will go to the Senate for the second. This will be the second trial. Because Congress got the constitutional right and duty to impeach. If they feel like a president is breaking law, they can impeach them as many times as they want. If they haven't been convicted, they can impeach them again. They was in their right to do so. Now, Republicans, Mitch McConnell is saying that he might vote to convict President Trump, as well as some Republican senators. So we shall see, but this is a different Senate because the Senate is pretty much split, right? You got like a 50-50. You already know, I think Bernie Sanders always vote with Democrats, even though he's independent. And if it's like a 50-50, 50 say yay, 50 say nay, it will go to the vice president because the vice president is the president of the Senate. All right. I think I did pretty good. Give me a sec. Can y'all like the video? Thank you all so very much for calling in today. Did I say it right? Did anyone else see? Let me see. Did I say it right? They can't believe no evidence was found The evidence they giving us a street politics breakdown. Yeah, it was evidence. People can say it ain't no evidence. Oh, well, I challenge that because the evidence, it was live streamed on all media outlets. People was taking pictures when they stole Nancy Pelosi mail. A person was lost her life because of that. And also a police officer lost his life, and another person, a couple people lost their lives. I don't know the correct number. So they felt that they want to do it. So again, don't bring that to me because I'm just a media person. I'm just doing commentary. I'm not a congressman. I'm not a congresswoman. I'm not even a senator. I'm just a commentator. You have to take your grievances to the people that voted him out, that impeached him, okay? So you had to have the energy for them. You bringing up all these other names is irrelevant. You ain't no Dr. Bruce Watkins. I never said I was a doctor. I never even said I was a doctor. I'm a brother. Okay? Okay? Do I consider myself a Democrat or Republican? Listen, I do agree with a lot of Democrat policies, right? I do agree with a lot of Democrat policies. I have voted Democrat, okay? A lot. You know, I didn't always vote Democrat, but I have always I will say this, all my presidential elections, I voted Democrat. I will tell you that for president. Nancy had incriminating evidence on her laptop. That's why do you consider yourself a Democrat, Republican? Oh, okay, answer that. That's the news said, but if you go on to do your own research, you will see. Okay. My Lord. I ain't gonna get into all that, but we thank y'all for so much for coming in the chat today. Last year was Trump supporter. Was she turning point for you? Were you a Trump? So no, I wasn't a Trump. Some ideas I agree with Trump on, right? I wasn't like a Trump. You got to be different. I'm not like one of these people. Some ideas he was doing, like Second Chance Act, some stuff he was doing, I think it was in a great first step. But his rhetoric, it was too much. Him not doing a lot of investments in the black community. He was saying he's gonna invest in the black community. He was gonna do all this. He didn't do it. A lot of stuff he didn't keep his promises. So I didn't vote for him. I didn't vote for him then. I didn't vote for him in the general election. I didn't. I voted for Hillary in the general, and I voted for Joe Biden in the general. All right. I did not vote for Trump in the general election. All right. You said you were going to vote for him last year. No, if I did say that, I didn't do it. I could say whatever. You can change. You were taking a statement that I made like months ago before the election. I'm like, okay, if he keep doing this, I'll vote for him. But he changed. He didn't do what I like. And guess what? When the voter booth, I didn't vote for him. That is what it is. And guess what? He didn't win. So trying to come at me, I'm just one person. He was voted out. Though he had 75 million, 85 million voted for Trump. 85 million voted for Biden.
90 seconds.
Senator Schumer just said Trump will be tried in the U.S. Senate. We could change our mind. Okay? So now Senator Schumer said Trump will be tried in the Senate. Tried. In the Senate. All right. C don't want to know. Okay. Tell the people, yes, he'll be trying to say, I don't know.
60 seconds.
Trump needs to go. Did you say he couldn't change his mind? Was just asking what the last straw or turning. My last straw and turning point was for Trump that, for me, it was really his rhetoric. His policy wasn't right. I didn't like what he was doing it was a lot of stuff that he was doing that I just necessarily did not agree with. You know what I'm saying? He kept talking about the wall. He kept talking about different stuff. That was just a waste of money because I'm like, the border's already protected. Most people, they don't really cross the border to come in this country. They usually overstay visas now. And it's not just Mexico. It's people all over the world that come
10 seconds.
And they overstay their visas. You know what I'm saying? They don't be it was like it was kind of like very racist just to assume everybody that come here is just coming from Mexico, and that ain't the case. It's people all over the world that ain't got no papers, you know, that overstay their visas. Okay, let me talk of it. So let me see. Yeah. Yeah, so let me see. It ended at 10. Yeah, 10. Yeah, it ended at. Give me any question. If Trump goes to prison, the rest of them need to go to. Listen, now this is what I want to say. Because people keep saying, I don't believe that. I don't believe Trump going to go to prison. I believe that if he is on a, I don't believe it. But then anything can be possible. He could be the first one to go to prison. But I don't believe Biden will allow him to go to prison. I believe Biden might pardon Trump just to keep the legacy alive. But if he's removed from office, he can't be pardoned for that. He's just, I mean, he will lose that, assets. Do I think he will go to prison? Because in New York, that's state, that's not federal. So it's a possibility that he could go to prison. But would I see him in prison? I don't know. Because it's a different justice system for old white man versus old black man. Ask Bill Cosby. So it is what it is. All right. How y'all doing out there? Okay. Thank you all so very much for y'all support, for y'all love. If this is your first time watching the Wiley Show, please subscribe. You heard it here first. We talked about the impeachment. We gave you a good live today. We want to say shout out to all the new producers. Shout out to all the moderators. I want to give a special shout out to every single moderator in the chat that came through today. Thank you. Amber Brown 09, Tori Mom, J Real, Nurse Nicole, Blue Skies, Puppy Love, B Scales, Mouth Open, Shantae Day, TLC 3, D1, and shout out to Bright Star. Thank you all for
exclusive. That's right. Bringing you the best in politics and celebrity gossip. This is the Wiley Show.
Y'all need to listen to that, okay?
Don't stop. Keep it going.
Okay, thank you. Oh, the phone lines ended. So I'm gonna get my closing remarks. I'm gonna watch CNN. They just talking, how they could be getting news. They're gonna milk this. Thank you. Oh, some people didn't know what Clubhouse. Oh, on my Patreon, we will do a live sometime this week. So we will talk about some things on Patreon. So y'all be aware of that. I already invited some people on Clubhouse because Patreon people got the first dib. So we want to say shout out to Patreon people that we added over there on Clubhouse. Okay. Give me a second. I'm just reading these comments. Okay. I'm sorry, I got distracted. Let me see. Any questions by Wiley Minds? Thank you. Good show. What Wiley, you look shocked. Yes, we're allowed to change our mind. Yes. Yes. All right. Thank y'all. Make sure y'all subscribe. We'll see y'all later. I didn't even know it was evening time. So I'm about to go to bed. I just wanted to stay up and just report on the impeachment. And we did that. Today was a good day. I will see y'all later. Peace. Hey.